Yogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the stars with the show, and till then it's half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's side Florida. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as could be. You can watch it on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Leroy.
What's up?
They didn't let your boy drive the bus today.
Yeah, man. Like,
Good luck.
hey, they made a bunch of phone calls.
Yep.
And
Yep,
they're
yep, yep,
like, oh, hell, let Marcos do it.
We'll just let him do it then.
Yeah.
Problem is, we're in sports purgatory.
Oh, my God. No, this is not the worst. This is not worse.
Does it? It gets worse than this.
Yes. When the
When is
NBA
it-
finals are over and the Stanley Cup is done and there's like a week or two before camp start.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think it's a month. But we'll find things to talk about when camp starts.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I'll BS my way through any 4 hours I need to. But just like I've never paid more attention to the WNBA than I have in the past couple like days, simply
Yeah.
because what am I supposed to do at this point?
Well,
Usually,
And you've heard a lot about it. You know, it's the Caitlin Clark stuff and the Angel Reese stuff, and and I think as stuff starts coming out, like Caitlin Clark is a little bit of a trash talker too.
no,
That,
America's sweetheart. Boy, be careful.
it's okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
It's
do. I like it.
basketball. right?
Yeah.
Now, I think the way in which they go sometimes to put her in her place is a little bit, over the top. And if it was just everyday Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't be as big of a deal as a rookie point guard talking trash in the WNBA, because trash is spoken in basketball more than any other sport. That being said, because she came, just watch even men's basketball.
Yeah.
Right? This basketball is a trash talking sport.
I've never actually sat down and thought about it, but now I have to sit down and who talks the most trash mid game? Now you're saying it's for sure basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not football though. I mean, I feel like those cornerbacks the whole time.
You know why?
Yeah.
Here. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. Some people don't want to hear this, but here's how it goes. The farther away you get from contact, the more trash you talk.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's definitely. What about UFC fighters? You're not gonna throw those in there, like Conor McGregor.
No, that's different because it's just one-on-one, and you talking trash to get him out of this game or whatever, right? And
yeah.
I would never talk trash in UFC and give the other guy a little more. Like some people think I'm gonna talk trash to him to get him out of this game. I look at it as if I talk trash on the football field, I was just pissing more people off to hit me. So you never see running backs talk trash.
I was gonna say maybe it's a position thing.
Yeah,
more or less.
the farther you get away from contact, the more they talk. And so, it goes little trash talk. So, like, and I go by when you have these practices against other teams during camp. You know who starts the melee?
Scrimmages.
You know who starts the melee? It's
Who
always
starts?
a linebacker and a tight end.
Yeah, you've mentioned that. I mean, I can imagine it'd probably start. The violence would probably start at the linebacker level for sure.
Linebackers and tight ends always fighting. Every
Yeah,
now and then you'll see a chicken scratch with the wide receivers and whatever.
Yeah.
It ain't never the running backs and the linebackers.
That's true, actually.
It ain't never the offense and defensive linemen.
Sometimes I see it.
Very, very rare.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's not a brawl of anything. It's
Right.
just like an exchange.
Right. I can only think of one kerfuffle I got into in camp.
Mhm.
We were practicing against the Chicago Bears in the middle of Wisconsin somewhere.
No.
And we were in shells, which is shoulder pads, helmets, no pants. And we doing 7-on-7, and I ran a seam route, and the safety came and cleaned me out.
Ooh.
Right. And I got up. I always have my mouthpiece for these moments.
Oh.
I put my mouthpiece, grab my mouthpiece out of my sock, put it in, go time.
Wow. So okay, I guess it was 7-on-7. So you weren't expecting contact. That's why you didn't already have your mouthpiece in.
Right.
But
But no, it's not here. First of all, in these practices, you ain't cleaning nobody out running down the field. Right? It's not full game practice. So the fact that he did it mean he was pissed off about something else. So I had to let him know that I wasn't that dude. You see what I mean? And
Absolutely.
so now you got to go back at him just to make that point. I didn't want to fight. I had to fight.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, you have to sometimes.
Right. Because you have to let people know you ain't the guy to be getting your frustrations out on.
Yep.
And so that started a little kerfuffle or whatever. But other than that, no. Like basketball, if you watch basketball, and ones come with a whole bunch of chatter. Right?
True.
All right. A big shot, a dunk.
You can't guard me.
Too small, can't guard me. Number trash talk, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So and Caitlin Clark is a trash talker. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right? But trash talking and hitting are two different things.
Yeah, true.
You know, so like I didn't have a problem, and here's what we do as general society who like to open the door and peek in to what's going on and then have our hot takes based on peeking in to a situation, right?
Yeah.
We made a big deal about Angel Reese going back at Caitlin Clark, doing her little thing. You know, her you can't see me or the ring or whatever. There's nothing there. But we made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
Right? I remember one time we played Dallas and we had been watching film and watching special teams. They made a tackle inside the 20, which is a big deal, you know, in kickoff. They rode the horse all the way to midfield. Right? So I said to my fullback, if we score and I truck some dudes, we riding the horse.
Wow.
So I rode the horse.
like literally hopped on a horse?
Nope, I rode the horse when I scored. Right?
Yeah.
And somebody sent me a letter saying, the kids are watching. Stop grabbing your junk.
Out of here.
But see, that stuff don't bother me. Because I know, see, if you have a lot of questions about what other people are saying, you got questions about who you are. You see what I'm saying? So I know I don't go out of my way. It was just to make a point. If I saw y'all riding a horse. We're going to ride the horse on you. See how you like it.
Well, Leroy, let's get into some headlines that are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks. I didn't even talk during the game.
Which is
no
good.
trash talk, no nothing. I had a whole bunch of people. I tell you what, we was playing a team one time, and they was getting me. First quarter, tech, boom, 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 gang tackling, throwing me to the ground. I get up, go back to the huddle. Then finally, somebody got me. Boom, up to the side, make sure everything was all right. And then he walked over me. And he said, "You don't want none of this." And so I got up. I ain't do nothing. I walked over to him. I say, "See me in the fourth quarter." I said, "You're going to get tired of hitting my ass, but I ain't going to get tired." And guess what? I got him.
Fourth quarter, baby.
And I rolled over.
Was that Michigan or NFL?
No, NFL. I rolled over, and he was on the ground. I say, "Oh, don't be hurt now. You don't be hurt now. We still got 12 more minutes. Don't be hurt now. You talking all that trash." And then after the game, he came up to me and said, "You got me." You asked for it.
Okay.
But that's normal trash talk. You ain't got to get your feelings hurt. You know, it's something and Caitlin Clark hasn't responded to any of it. She just take it. She know what's up. But the people outside who don't understand all this stuff going on during the course of a game, they the ones chiming in. You just start watching basketball and your first interaction in the WNBA is Caitlin Clark, and you see her getting pushed around. You only seeing half of that. You don't see what Caitlin Clark is doing. Yep. Now, I still do believe it's a little excessive, right? And I think the way they going after Caitlin Clark would make it sound like she came into the league saying, "I'm that person." And she really hasn't said anything of that sort. And that's the only problem I have with it.
Yeah. Even though she hasn't said it herself. She's just been
but that's the job of the WNBA. That's the job of all these people that paying money to have these games on. Of course, Caitlin Clark gonna be on TV every time she play. Yeah. Do we not remember LeBron? We were watching high school games with LeBron.
They called him we were all witnesses before he got drafted.
Right. So like, yeah, it happens. It happens. You know what? You know what's crazy? The same exact things were said about Tiger when he first came out. Yeah. And they go, "What do you make of Tiger?" Well, he hasn't done anything yet. He just got into the, let's see what, you see what I'm saying? Like, they were all offended that everybody was, giving Tiger his flowers, when he first got on tour. Right? Yep. But they tune changed. They tune changed when Tiger's first tournament, I think he won $180,000. And by the time he was done, the worst tournament on tour gets paid 1.5. That's Tiger.
Changed the game.
And they change. Everybody changed their tune. So that's kind of why I feel the way I feel about it, because I've seen it before. If you haven't been in sports and you haven't seen these situations before, then you don't fully grasp where somebody's coming from when they talk about how you should. I ain't saying you got to take it easy on Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
But more guys were going, and there's the Tiger effect. More guys start working out. More guys start pounding balls all day because they know I got to get him. You see what I mean? So it made the whole tour better. But yeah, we've seen this before. It happens all the time. They did it with LeBron. He ain't done nothing yet. Right? He made it to 10 straight finals. 10 straight finals. Or is it 10? Let me correct that. I think it might have been 10 finals.
At the very least, he's had a dominant run that lived up to the hype that.
Right. And I'm not saying that Caitlin Clark's going to be all that, but when you compare her numbers to some of the greats, they're right on par when they first got into the league. And I'm more than sure that Sabrina Ionescu didn't come in here with that same smoke that Caitlin Clark is getting.
By the way, LeBron 8 consecutive appearances,
8. Okay.
10 total.
10 total. Okay. So think about that. He didn't have Jaylen Brown and all them guys every year.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, and guess what? Guess what the thing was? Well, he didn't win. When he finally won, well, JJ Barea. Well, we just keep moving the bar, right? We just keep
he
moving the bar.
totally disappeared against JJ Barea.
But I'm just saying, when you sit back,
yeah,
and not make it LeBron, make it anybody else, and look at what he's done.
Yep. Look, speaking of champions.
Oh man, let me tell you, Marcos, I'm pacing myself.
Why?
I can't get too fired up about the Panthers
I know.
on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna make it.
We still have 4 more days, if I'm not mistaken.
They play on Saturday.
Yeah, something like that. So
the NBA finals start on Friday.
Yes, indeed. NBA finals are set to kick off. Dallas versus Boston.
My ticket is
Dallas, right?
Yes, it'll be $1,300. And
it's looking pretty good. Does it have to be in a certain amount of games? Or
nope,
just straight up?
No, I just did it towards the end of the year.
It's a good ticket.
And then this is what I did.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6. I bet the sweep and 5 and 6 for the Panthers.
I mean,
so
that's pretty safe if I'm not mistaken.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's going to 7.
Worst case scenario, I lose because they don't win. If it goes to 7, I lose.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to 7.
But 4, 5, or 6, cha-ching.
All right. You gotta let me know when you put the chili peppers in, Leroy. Come on, man.
We talked about it.
I know, but you gotta
talked about it.
Tell me when to go.
You can still look. It still might be good on there.
And
I think it's the sweep is 2,300. The in 5 is 1,100.
I think we'll go for that one. I think they'll get 1.
But here, all you got to do, I'm telling you how to do it.
Yeah.
Even if you do little, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
Nothing big, 10, 10, 10. So if they win in 4, you win 230.
Yeah.
They win in 5, you win 110. And I think the last one is 700. In 6, 700. Now, keep in mind, if you bet the Panthers to win, right? You bet the Panthers to win, they're underdogs. So you got to bet 125 to win 100. So if I just pick them to win in one of those 3 games, the worst I get is plus 700, I think.
Panthers aren't
going to plus 300, I think, in 6. I'm sorry.
I don't even think they're going to let this last longer than 5. So I think I'm comfortable going 4 and 5 easy.
Okay.
We got some Panthers audio. Paul Maurice was on the Joe Rose show this morning. We're going to get some clips from there. We have a big day ahead of us in regards to games. Like I said, we're gonna crank up the silly sauce today. We're in sports purgatory, like I said. So we're gonna make sure that we have ourselves a very, very fun time. Animal Noises is making a return today. And we potentially have a new segment starring JFig. I cannot, my sources
which bird is this?
This is something that my sources are telling me. I cannot confirm, but we got a lot on the Tobin and Leroy show. Tobin is out for the entire week.
Was he in Georgia?
I think so. I think that's what that. Yes, because he said something about Kirk Cousins, but I'm not sure if he was making a stop.
He showed a picture of a building and said all that for Kirk Cousins, but was that the what is it called?
Mercedes-Benz or something?
Mercedes-Benz, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And I mean,
Yeah, it was the Mercedes. It looked small where you took the picture from, though, didn't it?
it did. That's why I was like, I'm not sure if he was actually like there, just passing by. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, Tobin will be out for the entire week. But lucky for him, the Panthers don't play till this weekend anyway. So he'll be back right in time for game 1. In the meantime, it is Leroy holding it down. JFig's here and Frog Boy as usual. Make sure you stick around for the silly sauce. We got more Tobin and Leroy on the other side.
Got what you
Leroy, we serving up cookout vibes the entire day. That's
Hey,
yes, sir.
this is only at a black cookout. I don't know what they do at I'm guessing if we have a cookout at JFig's house, we got some Celia Cruz. They get everybody up.
Gotta have it.
Yep.
Maybe a Suavemente may drop. You know,
Yeah.
little something, something to make you move. We'll find out. The tunes will be cranking all day. It is summer vibes all day today on the Tobin and Leroy show. We got fun. We got sports. There's a couple headlines we didn't get to, Leroy. I kind of want your opinion on it. One thing that dropped just as our show was ending yesterday. Not sure if you were believing any bit of Tobin's plan to bring Mbappé to enter Miami, but that seems to have officially flopped on its head as Mbappé signs with Real Madrid officially.
Wait. Not, that's here.
Yeah.
First of all, Tobin has a problem with recognizing where people are in their career. Right?
Indeed.
He just thinks that, okay, Mbappé can come over here and play money games with Apple. When he can go to Real Madrid, how big is that contract? You're going to get 50, 60, 70 million a year?
So it's looking like they're trying to do some contract wizardry, if you will, in that it says that he would receive about 162 million, but that's in sign-in bonus to be paid over the next 5 years. But that's simply just on the bonus itself.
Guarantee money.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to look for the exact.
Still not getting paid as much as Deshaun Watson.
Which is crazy, right? But still more than what obviously Inter Miami could afford.
Right.
But looks like that dream of him coming to Inter Miami, unfortunately, is gonna have to wait for a little bit. It was a dream, Leroy. We had it.
How old is Mbappe? Is he 30 yet?
I don't even think so. It's fine. He's 25.
25.
He's probably the best soccer player in the world right now.
So 10 years.
He's averaging, you know what's crazy though? This is why I say it's kind of weird. It says that he's averaging about 16.2 million after a year after taxes. And like you're telling me Tua is gonna get 50 million? Get out of here, dude. But again, that's why I say there's some sort of contract wizardry going on, because I know that there has to be some sort of bonus or something like that that's going to make it worth his time. There's no way you're getting the best soccer player in the world at 25 years old for only 16 million a year.
Does that 160 count towards that? Because in football, they count it towards it. But maybe the signing bonus, they don't.
I don't know.
Maybe instead of getting 30 million a year, they give him 16 a year, but they give him 14 million at all those years up front.
We could have put a GoFundMe together.
16 million after taxes. So it might be 25, 30.
It's still, you're expecting me to pay Tua more than that?
No. Okay. You can pay Tua 5 million a year. You're going to give him 162 up front?
Yeah, that's true.
What are you doing?
Okay.
like you're looking at the 16 million and just totally overlooking the 162 that they giving him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tua's gonna get anywhere from I'd say 100 to 120 guaranteed. So how the numbers work out and what the overall number per year is, the only thing you need to look at is the guaranteed money portion of it, right? Because that'll slot him more than like the average years. That stuff don't mean nothing because you can always redo it and whatever, right? That doesn't mean anything. The thing that separates all of these contracts, and if you go and look at, all these quarterbacks that just signed, the most important number was the guaranteed money portion of it.
Yeah.
So that's what you pay attention to with Tua, because they could say 5 years, 200 million and give him 140 guaranteed. And you're going to say, see, he's only worth 40, but they gave him 140 million. You see? So careful with looking at the overall number of the contract, look more at the guarantee, because the contract will keep getting redone like they did with Mahomes. Got what, 450? They already redid it.
Yeah, I feel like these contracts never reach like the end of whatever
They don't, because it's just the they stretch it out so that they can get to a point to redo it and save them some money or what have you. You see what I mean? But the number that never goes away is the guaranteed portion of it. That's why Kirk Cousins been making a killing. He ain't never been the highest paid quarterback, but he got the most guaranteed money ever.
True.
So figure that out. While we sitting here complaining about Tua, the guy who's gotten more guaranteed money than any player in the history of the NFL is Kirk Cousins.
What a life.
Right.
I like him though. I saw him on that quarterback show. I'm a fan of Kirk Cousins. He can take all the money as long as it's not my money.
Right. Would you now? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you take Kirk Cousins over Tua
right now?
Yeah, they gave him a guaranteed contract right now.
No. I actually wouldn't. No.
Okay.
I really feel like this is going to be a good year, regardless of all the things that I say and criticize about Tua. It seems like everyone's agreed with me, including himself, because you see how skinny he is as a recent. I feel like he's going to make all the necessary improvements, and he's going to have a great year. And I'm okay paying him.
You know what it's called?
What?
Growth as a professional.
I don't know. It looks like
it happens to
a professional.
But I'm just saying, why? I don't understand here.
Yeah.
And I would like everybody to just consider this. Were you the best version of yourself in any career that you had the first day you went there?
Nope.
Then why do we expect athletes to be that way?
High expectations on athletes.
No, but I'm just saying, why? I don't know. I don't understand that.
I think they try to.
Hey, how about this? I'll give you another perfect example.
Yeah.
Jordan didn't win a championship until he was 26, 27 years old. His 6th or 7th year.
Yes.
We overlooked that. Right? But now guys coming in now, they in the league 2 or 3 years, can't win. Can't win with him. Can't win. Got to get rid of him. Can't win. Why?
Jordan was showing signs of excellence, though. Like, for example, John Morant showing signs of excellence.
Wait.
Edwards.
Let's back this up. Tua hasn't shown signs of excellence?
Not in clutch moments, though. Not when it matters.
See, there you go. Now you're picking and choosing.
Yeah, I am picking and choosing for sure.
Jordan didn't win a championship until 7 years, so the same thing can be said about Jordan.
But he also showed up in every other moment possible. Yes, he did.
But he didn't win nothing.
But he showed up, though.
He didn't win nothing.
I just need my guy to show up. Remember, I told you if
Tua goes out, nothing.
If Tua
goes on, wait. If you're gonna put it on Tua,
yeah,
then go around and do it to. So if your prime, is in basketball, your 6th or 7th year, they bring guys to win sooner, but that's still not their prime, right?
Yep.
Why do we get on guys for not being good enough to win in year 2 or 3?
No, I don't need that though.
You're saying you don't need it while still saying what you need.
Yeah. Well, there was performances that, like, for example, if Tua goes to a playoff game and we lose the playoff game, but he throws for 5 touchdowns.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're still gonna say Tua didn't get us over the hump.
I don't care about that.
Say that. You are crazy. Yeah. Stop trying to make the rules up. Stop trying to make the rules up to make your point right.
You would like that? I would love that.
That's not accurate. That is not an accurate assessment. That's not. I'm telling you. That's not.
What if he scrambles for another one?
People say that, right? They say that, but that's not true.
I would love to see a great game from
Jordan. Jordan made the playoffs.
He also had great performances, though. Like,
40 points. You know when he won the championship? You know when he won the championship? When he got 2 other Hall of Famers on his team.
I mean,
so let's not. Now Jordan's the GOAT. You can say Jordan's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Right? That I'm not disputing that. But I'm saying it took time.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we don't, we don't look at everybody that way. So
Everyone doesn't get the benefit of the doubt for sure. But
hold on.
I
We
have
got a little
sympathy.
Dennis Lopez. No way, Leroy. If he threw for 3 touchdowns, they crap on everything else.
I said even more. I said 4 touchdowns and ran for 1. Imagine that performance. I'd be like, damn, we need to do something about X, Y, and Z. Definitely not.
Okay,
2.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But look, and I'm not saying that Tua doesn't need to improve. I'm not saying that.
And
But
I think
I'm saying this to
I'll
you.
go as far as that.
I'm saying this to you. This man has only had 2 years of support.
Yep.
Right? And he has gotten better every year. Now, we don't know where the ceiling is because he's still evolving. Okay?
Yeah,
if we get to the point where we can make the analysis of, okay, this is who Tua is going to be for the rest of his career, then we can have a different conversation. But we're not there yet. Right? We're not there yet. Everybody talks about Jordan Love. Everybody talks about the Jets quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, right? Guess what? Aaron Rodgers, if you compare Aaron Rodgers to Tua, Aaron Rodgers has had more failure in his career except for 1 year. You see what I'm saying? Because he's been a number 1 seed. He's
had some moments, though.
No, dude.
He's had some moments, dude. He's like the Hail Mary.
Wait. In the last 10 years, who has failed the most with more? Name a team that has had more success with no Super Bowl. I'll give you one other guy.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
That's fair.
That's it.
Well,
you want to talk about having success during the season, but everybody loves Aaron Rodgers. That's fine.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, I will give him this. Josh Allen is the new Brett Favre.
All right.
You love him.
He'll fail with more, though.
But he going to throw. No, he didn't fail with more.
Gunslinger.
Because he only had
Wasn't he like the
Diggs.
Times?
I only count when he had Diggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I look, I get it. Thank you. Aaron is the most overrated quarterback. I'm not gonna say that.
Is Dennis Lopez your burner account, dude?
I don't know. I'm not here. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say he's the most overrated quarterback. But I'm saying for Jets fans to come into this year saying we got Aaron Rodgers, we gonna win. What you basing that off of? Because he didn't do it with a better roster.
Actually, later on in the show, a poll question came out involving Aaron Rodgers that I want to get your opinion on. We got more Dolphins talk as today is the first day of the mandatory mini camp for veterans.
When does it start? Today?
Today is the first day. So we're going to get some updates from there. We're going to talk more about the Florida Panthers. And, we got the games on deck. We also got some tickets to give away. So all that and more on the Tobin and Leroy Show.
Oh, this is it. This will get them going.
This another one, man. Anthems all day today.
Even the Abuelas will be out just popping their hip. Bam, 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 bam.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show, summer edition, summer vibes all week. Of course, it is your boy Marquito Tito.
Last week of school too.
Last week of school, which means more importantly, forget those.
No traffic.
Woo!
So, hey, in fairness to JFig though, we still got those pesky trains.
Damn those trains. Damn those trains. I saw another video the other day of another car being struck by a bright line. And it just continues to blow my mind, dude. I don't understand. They're not like bullet trains that are going at a crazy speed. There's enough time and warning for you to know, hey, watch out, a train is coming.
It's because dumbasses don't want to wait. They think they can beat the train.
Also, like, it's like, oh, my car gets stuck on the train tracks. And I'm like, how does that even happen? How does a car get stuck on train tracks?
First of all, if you drive in a car, let's just be clear. If you drive in a car and you have questions about its performance, you don't take chances.
For sure. Absolutely. And if you have questions on whether or not you can drive it, for example, if it's a stick shift or something like that, again, you don't take these chances. I just don't understand. God bless everyone who may have been harmed by it. I don't mean to speak ill on any of that, but I'm just saying more or less, what the hell are we doing here, people? What the hell are we doing here?
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Leroy, an article came out recently. The Miami Marlins are set to resume action. This is a 2-game stint, I believe, that they're going to be playing. That begins today at 6:40 against the Tampa Bay Rays. That is at the ballpark over here in Little Havana. Bleacher Report did an article, every MLB team's Mount Rushmore of home run hitters. And I wanted to know if you were able to guess the Mount Rushmore, to quote Mark Hockman in this Bleacher Report article, of Marlins home run hitters.
So
4 of them. I just need 4.
So Miguel Cabrera.
Alrighty. That is indeed 1 of 4.
Oh God, I can't forgot his John Carlos Stanton.
All right. It's definitely 2 of 4.
Who's the Gary Sheffield?
Whew. You're streaking right now. 3 of 4.
Hold on.
This last one's gonna take a little bit. You don't have to dig too deep, but you're definitely gonna have to dig a little bit deeper than you would have expected. Look, while you think about it, I'm gonna go ahead and give you some fun facts that they decided to list during this, right?
Right.
John Carlos Stanton had 113 more home runs than any other player in Marlins history, with his 267 long balls checking in ahead of former teammate. And I'm going to mention one of these names because it's not on the list. Hanley Ramirez.
That's who I was thinking of, but Hanley didn't play long enough.
He did have 148 home runs, but
he's not on the Mount Rushmore.
He is not on the Mount Rushmore.
Can you be on the Mount Rushmore 2 teams?
I mean, I think you can. I feel like Stanton potentially could be on the Mount Rushmore.
No, you never get on New York's.
Oh, as far as home run hitters, you don't think he has
no chance.
They got history.
They got history. What do you?
But do they got home run history though?
Babe Ruth, A-Rod, Judge. Okay, Jesse Jackson.
That's good.
Ricky Jackson.
No, Reggie.
Sorry, Reggie. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, let me see your card.
Like that's just as not even a Yankees fan. That's off the top of my head.
Forget the Yankees, dude. The Yankees suck. Give me the last name on this Mount Rushmore. So you got Miguel Cabrera, you got Gary Sheffield, you got John Carlos Stanton. One more name, dude. You got one more name.
I would have guessed Hanley Ramirez, but at 140, he ain't on it.
He is not. He is not. There's actually one person who has a little bit more than him and also shares the same stat as both Miguel Cabrera and Giancarlo Stanton.
I can't think of it.
Gary Sheffield was the team's first legitimate star in a 42 home run slugger in 1996, so it makes sense as to why he'd be on the list. The name that you did not get, that I'm not sure you would have gotten, because I'm not sure if this comes in anyone's name, and I'm looking at all the names in the chat. These are some of the options. Edgar Renteria,
No,
Justin Bohr,
no, not long enough.
my favorite
not
one,
long enough.
Oyster
Conine, not
Barons.
long enough.
The correct answer, though, Dan Ugla.
It is. Oh, wow. I would have never guessed Dan Ugla.
Dan Ugla is in company with Stanton and Cabrera as the only Marlins players to record multiple 30 home run seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was those three.
Then he went to Atlanta.
Ugla, I have no idea where after he left, he
Was
just
it Atlanta or I think it was Atlanta.
Let's find out where our boy went. Yes, indeed, he went to Atlanta.
And he was terrible. He was bad.
That's funny. I mean, he gave us all his best years, and I appreciate it.
Well, some would say.
I'm looking at his home run averages towards the end of his career, and yeah, you were not lying. Definite drop off, but
he couldn't throw the ball to first base too. Was that him or?
Look, I'm gonna go ahead.
He had 3 errors in All-Star game.
I'm gonna take your word for it, dude. I leave all Marlins questions to Tobin.
Yeah, you think he would have got that?
Yeah, I think he would have got that.
Ugla would have been a tough one because we would have went.
That's a good question.
I would have went Hanley Ramirez.
Yeah, and I think he would too, but this guy knows Marlins that I've never even heard of. So I get
because he was a real Marlins fan. He went to all the games.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. His heart is made of stone from well, the Marlins didn't treat him that bad actually for his childhood at least. But anyway, we come back in hour 2. We're gonna dissect an article here that was written by our boy Omar Kelly in regards to things that we need to be watching during this mandatory minicamp. We're gonna hear
what we need to be watching.
Yeah,
nothing. There's a couple of you know what? Let me stop.
Yeah, okay.
Let me stop. I don't want to trivialize.
Seems like you are though.
No, I'm trivializing the voluntary minicamp. Everybody made a big deal of it. I will that. But the minicamp, here's why I would like teams to either get rid of minicamp and go to camp like a week earlier.
Yeah.
Right? Because you need that stretch where you build camaraderie, where you and you can't really do it in 3 days, right? Because the minicamp's 3 days. They try to get you to stay an extra week. So maybe they do it then, right? Where you just get to know everybody. No, hey, how you been? What was your off season like? Whatever. Before you get back into it. Right. Yeah. And so I think that's important. That's important for you to know who the hell your teammates are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I have a veteran. We came in, our rookie class was in, and they had a couple of veterans working out with us. And one of the veterans said to one of the rookies, he said, "Hey, and somebody yelled his name. He said, "Don't worry about it. He ain't gonna be here." Like the veterans are brutal. But I was never really like that. But there's a lot of, there's 90 something guys. It was never that many guys.
Yeah, I can imagine it's a hostile environment for sure. We'll see just how much of a bully Tua is.
Tua, a bully. Now you're just making stuff up.
No, for sure. But there are some questions about whether or not Tua's body transformation will benefit him. And those questions are coming from none other than Hell Dweller himself, Chris Simms. So we'll hear from that. We'll hear about what to watch during minicamp and a lot more on our Tua coming up next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tagovailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
To the program, ladies and gentlemen. How you do it?
Using the sultry pipes of Frog Boy.
You see me out here? You know, I'm doing a little something. Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. It is our Tua on the program. Summer vibes indeed. Other than the required songs we have to play for certain segments, you're going to get all the cookout anthems. You're going to get the silly sauce. The only thing that you're missing is some barbecue and a little bit of sweat.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know, I love me a good barbecue.
Love me a good barbecue. I love me Leroy's barbecue, actually, based off what I've had before. Fall off the bone. Let's go ahead and get to some headlines. These headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
As we know, the Panthers and the NBA are currently in a bit of a in-between pause.
Do you like this or no?
The fact that they're both paused?
Well, because here, everything other than the finals is not set.
Correct.
The start dates for both finals are set before the playoffs even begin. But nothing else is. Do you wish it was a little more, conducive to the series that end? You know what I mean? Because I think a week off, I don't know. Do you lose interest?
I don't lose interest, but I do suffer.
Right.
I suffer for some time.
They ain't football. Football takes that 2 week.
Yeah, that in between the Super Bowl, that is rough. That is a rough.
I played when they used to alternate.
What do you mean by that?
They tried 1 week.
Oh.
Yeah, like they tried 1 week, and the Pro Bowl was after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember that. And then I remember when they switched because of whatever reason, but then people would drop out because they're like, well, I'm in the Super Bowl next week. So why would I go to the Pro Bowl?
A lot of them don't play anyway.
Yeah.
They go, but they don't play.
I want to remind you guys, we got a pair of tickets to see comedian Bert Kreischer in the Fully Loaded Comedy Festival at the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm on June 15th. Also featuring Bobby Lee, Big J Okerson, and more. Keep listening to our show for details on how you could win. This is a Live Nation show. I had an idea, Leroy. I'm not sure how well it's going to go over, but I wanted people, in order to win these tickets, to call in at a certain point and give me their best joke or their best knock-knock joke. Because I don't have all day for you to set up an entire story about how this one time this thing happened. But if you can hit me with a one-liner or maybe one that's so bad I laugh, I'll give you the tickets. You think that's something that's possible, Leroy? Or do you think that?
So here's the deal.
Yeah,
we'll line you up.
Yeah,
the first person that gets us to laugh.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, obviously, it doesn't even have to be like you can call and say, Chris Simms go to hell. And maybe at that point, I feel like that was hilarious enough to make me laugh.
Don't do it, but that ain't gonna be funny. But
correct. But nonetheless, we're gonna go ahead and save that for a little bit later on in the show. In the meantime, I wanted to get into what is currently happening today with your Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are entering mandatory mini camp today. They've had some OTAs. Those workouts are all optional. But now this is a veteran mini camp, the only mandatory event, and it is scheduled for today through the 6th. So, friend of the show, and you can hear him on the Joe Rose show on a weekly basis for the most part. Back with the Miami Herald, our boy Omar Kelly listed out a few things that are worth watching. And I figured there'd be no way to determine whether or not these things are important than to ask our boy Leroy whether or not these things could be something or could be nothing.
Why would they do that? What's going on in Utah?
It could be something, could be nothing.
What is the meaning of it, Watson? What is the object of this?
Could be something, could be nothing.
Why would they do that?
Leroy,
What's up?
I got some things listed here from Omar Kelly that may be worth watching during the Miami Dolphins mini camp set to take place between now and the 6th. I need your help in determining whether these things could be something or could be nothing. Now, we have number one, how much does Tua work during this mandatory period? Is that something we should watch? Or to you, that's nothing.
That's nothing. That's nothing. Like if he got his work in, he's been to a couple of voluntary mini camps. You know,
so if he sits out on the sideline,
if they know he's doing his work, they may want him to do the team stuff.
Yeah.
So when you go full team stuff, because you want to hear his calls, you want to hear his inflection on line of scrimmage, you want to hear him call the plays in the huddle, then he'll get some work in. But as far as the other stuff, so I'm gonna say, it's something. It's something to have your starting quarterback, doing starting quarterback things.
I like that. So it is something for sure. Now,
if everybody's if everybody's gonna be there, then Tua needs to lead. He's the quarterback. Simple as that.
For sure. All right. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. And I feel like if he were to do, for example, like a sit-in and just let Mike White take all the reps,
I still wouldn't make a big deal about it because it is June.
Gotcha. All right.
But if everybody's there, then we need our leader.
Makes sense. All right, that's something to Leroy. Now let's go to number 2. Will Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and OBJ be on the field together for a handful of snaps?
Yes.
That's something to you.
Just to impress. It's not whether it's something or not. I just think they will just to flex.
Wait, but is that something worth watching, or whether or not it happens, who cares? It's June.
It's worth watching because here's the key.
Ooh.
The biggest issue that people had with OBJ coming here was he was going to play slot. Yeah. And remember when he did his opening presser, he said, "No, I'm fine playing the slot." So if we go into a mini camp and you see him playing the slot, then you'll know, okay, this is how they're going to use them. Me personally, I would move them all around. Like I would have 3 guys that can play any position for 2 reasons. One, because at any point in time you can switch them and the defense not going to know what the hell's going on, right? Even though you run the same plays, they're all in different positions. And 2, if Tyreek or Waddle get banged up, then you already have a guy that has been in both positions and can play both positions.
All right. So 2 for 2 thus far in things that you should be watching.
Yeah.
Mini camp.
I don't know if they'll do it, but I think it would be cool just for them, for the team. Like a lot of times you come to a new team, you want to see how you fit in. So while the team might have a different agenda, you want to get a feel. You want to let your guys know I'm gonna be here. You want to go out there and make a couple of plays so these guys know what you bring to the table. So I'm more than sure that Tyreek still want to be the fastest. Jalen Waddle got all that money. He gonna be there. And OBJ, he's like, okay, I'm trying to fit in. Yeah, is everybody there is the question. I'm more than sure everybody's there.
Yeah, I mean, it's mandatory. Number 3, what 2 defensive linemen are front runners to start along Zach Sealer? Is that something, or is that nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, it
Here's
doesn't
why.
matter.
Here's why. You're telling me you can determine a guy who's going to be starting alongside of Zach Sealer without them hitting?
Huh.
Oh, who cares?
Right. Like, oh yeah, he can break a lot of he can run through a lot of blocks with no pads on. So
Okay.
no, I'm not. You're not gonna get a true assessment of who can do what on that defensive line until you actually see him in some preseason games or in live practices.
Okay, so you're not even what about like reps, for example? Like they say it's listed here by Omar Kelly on the Miami Herald here. Deshaun Han and Tier Tart should be viewed as the front runners. Now, for example, if any other combination of defensive tackles were to be in the first team reps with Zach Sealer, is that something that we should take notice of? That
I think right now everybody just running reps. There's no because
can't really tell
until you get your offensive linemen and defensive linemen into some live reps, it is very difficult to evaluate them. So a lot of times they'll just put the veterans in the starting roles, and then that'll just play itself out, especially when you're going to rotate them a lot, especially when you got 2 outside guys who are banged up. You don't know what kind of defense they're going to run. They might have to be limited into what they do. They might bring another a D tackle in and kind of do it that way instead of trying to thin out all those rush ends. So you don't know what the game plan is. You don't know, but until I can see a guy and know whether he can get off a block, I can't evaluate him just in just in shorts and helmets. So that's nothing.
All right, so that one is nothing. That one you're gonna say,
who cares?
Who cares about that one?
Yeah.
This is the last one I'm gonna take from the Omar Kelly article before we hit a break here. What kind of role will tight ends Jonnu Smith and Jody Forston have in Miami's offense?
Basically, you want to see, because they didn't use the tight end very much.
Correct.
I don't know.
Zero touchdowns in the tight end position last year.
I don't know if that's because they got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
Or because they don't have any faith in the tight ends that they had to run those routes.
Which hurts my heart. I feel like Durham Smythe is a good option. I think he slept on.
Durham Smythe is a play action, catch the ball in the flat, run a crossing route type of guy. He's not a guy that you're going to use to expose the middle of the field. That's what Jonnu Smith is going to be. Right?
Yeah. So is that something worth watching?
And I'll give you a perfect example. You need a tight end with speed for this reason, right? If I can clear out the middle of the field quick enough with a tight end in a run block situation, in a run situation with that tight end, because you still can run it, right? You have him clear out the field. You got a linebacker and a safety eating up, and now you got Tyreek or Jalen Waddle coming across the field, right? So it has its purposes, but if your tight end is never that threat, it becomes a little more difficult, and you end up doing it with a slot receiver on the other side instead of a tight end. But you don't have the look of running the football. So that tight end, you can do a lot of your pass stuff while also giving the threat of running the football. And that's the whole point of having a tight end that can do some of the things Jonnu Smith can do.
So do you think that's something that's worth watching in mini
You
camp?
can watch to see, if you know what you're looking at, you can watch to see how they're using him. Are they using him in a way to create more space for Tyreek and Jalen Waddle? Because, usually if you have a tight end in the game, they're in base formation, right?
Yeah.
So if the defense is in base, that means you only got 4 DBs. You want 4 DBs out there covering Tyreek and Jalen. Now you make that tight end a threat. Now what you're going to do? You see what I mean? So it creates more options for Tua. It creates more space for everybody else on the field. And I think that's the most important thing of having that tight end. And if you look at everywhere that Mike McDaniel has been, the one constant has been a tight end who can catch the football and play on the end of the line of scrimmage and also block everywhere they've been.
Well, it seems thus far, based off of the topics proposed, that there could be a decent amount to watch during this 3-day stint of.
I'm gonna watch everything. I would watch everything that doesn't necessarily involve hitting to make a play. Right. Yeah. So whatever you out there looking at, if it can be made, or you can make an analysis, or you can make a decision or a determination on what's happening, without having to use contact, then okay. But as soon as you start calling somebody good or saying he's got a chance to be good and there's no resistance across from him, then it's nothing.
Gotcha. We got more Dolphins talk when we come back in hour 2 here. We're going to hear from Hell Dweller himself, Chris Simms, as some interesting photos of Tua recently went viral. He had an opinion on them. We're going to get our opinion on them. You got that and much more on the Tobin and Leroy Show.
This is something new, the Casper Slide Part 2, featuring the Platinum Band. And this time, we're gonna get funky.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Funky.
Yeah.
All these songs were created so white people could dance to rhythm.
Man, look, they got those line dances for country music.
Yeah, they're crazy, right?
Woo, they have a place right next to the Miami Improv Copper Blues, which has country night sometimes, and they do these intricate dances that are like, you need classes to learn them, and certain type of footwear, and it gets
so you don't have to dance to rhythm.
Yeah, just give them some instructions. They're good. 1, 2, 3, and good.
Yeah.
Leroy.
What's up?
Not sure if you saw these viral video or viral pictures, images, videos of Tua recently, in which people are saying that he is looking unrecognizable. Now, obviously, everyone has been commenting on his body transformation this summer, much like they were last summer. We remember Ryan Clark's comments that kind of rubbed Tua the wrong way.
You know what? Can I don't know how to explain this. If you look at a picture of me, my rookie year,
yeah,
and then look at a picture of me in Minnesota, right?
Yeah,
I look like I'm half my size, and I'm 5 pounds difference. Right? Like your body evolves, right? I don't know how to explain it other than it's the natural course of your chubby ass going into the NFL, you trying to put on weight the wrong way and then realizing you can't move and then getting your body in better shape. Not conditioning wise, but just in shape wise, as far as the workouts that you do become more exclusive to what you have to do. You know what I mean? So, I remember going into the league and I was just doing bench and squats and all this stuff. And when I got to my 4th or 5th year, I started doing mostly core work. And so if you look at 2 pictures of me from my rookie year and then my year in Minnesota, I look like 2 different people, but it's only 5 pounds difference. And that's what Tua's going through. Just your body, they wanted him to put on some weight, and now your body, you're getting your body leaner while maintaining the same strength.
Well, obviously, there has been some differences between last year and this year. Last year, they said he was up around 230. They said that he's lost about 15 pounds. He's down to 215. Right. Now, when you see this video, though, Leroy, unless he's carrying a majority of that weight waist down, which definitely could be the case, I don't know if this looks like 215 to me necessarily, but this is also, again, a hell dweller, Chris Simms. It's from Pro Football Talk. This is what he had to say on the now viral photos.
Tua is going to be expensive. We talked about that earlier, what's going to happen with this contract. And on Friday night, I was in that half hour or so where you're just kind of killing time and waiting to go to bed and just seeing what's out there. And I saw a tweet, and there was a picture of Tua supposedly at an event in Miami on Friday night.
Supposedly.
And I was like, wait a minute, where's Tua in this picture? Tua, that's not Tua in the jersey. Well, who's?
All right. Now you tell me more or less, because when I first saw this, I thought the guy in the actual jersey himself, I thought they were saying this guy is Tua, right?
Right.
And then I was like, nah, that's not Tua. And then I look at this baby-faced, curly-haired, skinny person who's also shorter than the guy. And realize, oh, no, wait, this is actually Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that looks like 215 to you?
I mean, do you know what 215 looks like? Everybody thought I was 240.
How much were you?
215, 220?
You look bigger than him, though.
Huh?
To me, that looks like 195.
And?
So this is what.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Here's what is bothering me about this.
Yep.
You can't complain about Tua being too big.
And then complain about being too.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. You think anybody commenting on this knows what Tua's optimal weight is?
No, I'm sure he knows.
Everybody, you go through a process where, especially when Bill was the coach, right?
Yeah.
He gave you an optimal weight. My optimal weight was 223.
Okay.
That's what my weigh-in was every week. 223.
Can I just read these comments?
So let me say this. And you know Tua's bottom heavy, right?
Yeah, according to JFig, he's carrying it waist down, and the black shorts are hiding his curves. Also, she says he needs a beard.
JFig trying to say that Tua got childburn hips.
I think so. Also, that he needs a beard.
He's thick though. We've all listen, man, this dude can't win. Right?
Yeah.
A year ago, he put on some weight.
And he was too
So
big.
he could, and now everybody's like, he looked like he's too big, he couldn't move, or whatever. So he trimmed up, and now he's too small. Like,
personally,
when did Tua's optimum playing weight become a conversation for fans?
I think it's going to make
listen, I've seen some of the bodies in South Florida. Don't you sit here and comment about who should be what weight.
Let's hear more from them as they continue.
Before Chris Simms tells me anything, get a shirt that fits. Tight ass shirt you wearing.
See the wrinkles.
Yeah.
Be his skin.
He's skinny. Look, that shirt too small.
Wait a minute. Where's Tua in this picture? Tua, that's not Tua in the jersey. Well, who's the guy standing next to Tua? That's Tua? And Tua I think Tua writes left-handed but throws left-handed. I think we've talked to him about the things he does left and right-handed. That is confirmed that it's Tua. Now, Tua supposedly has lost 10 or 15 pounds from his listed weight of 227. I'm no expert in, I couldn't do the job at the carnival where you guess how much someone weighs. But that doesn't look like 210, 215 to me. That looks like a guy that's lost a lot of weight and a guy that's going to have a hard time not getting thrown around like a rag doll when football season starts.
Well, he's noticeably thinner. There's no doubt about that. The first thing I just went, because I've heard those numbers too. He's 215 now, he's 217. And the first thing I wanted to say is, are you kidding me? He was 230-something last year?
Literally no winning, no winning.
You can't win, right?
230 last year, 217 this year, or 215.
That's not, listen, for a person that gets in shape, that's not a whole bunch of weight.
Yeah.
Right? And here's what they do. When you lose that weight, they make sure you maintain your strength. Right? That's what they pay attention to.
JFig is not.
If you start losing weight and you get weak, and listen to JFig.
She says he looks like she called him. He said he's Hawaiian, that they're thick, which is like, how dare you assume that all Hawaiians are thick? Also,
she is. Wait. She is Latino. Samesies. Yeah.
Well, apparently now he looks like.
Wait, Latino. Whoa. I'm not talking about the ones that take the trip to Hialeah in the duplex, right?
Hey man, don't knock.
Latinos are thick too. Where I'm from, everybody thick.
No, but what you refer to them as, I got a lot of bigums in my family.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
When I go back home and we sit down at the table, I'm the smallest one. And let me tell you something. Food that goes onto a table at my house don't have a chance.
Well, Leroy, much like the food that we've digested over the past couple years, in this next segment, we're going to determine where the damage has been done.
All right.
We got that and much more on the Tobin and Leroy show coming up next.
WQAM.
damage done.
Damage is done, my friend.
Time now for our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend.
The damage is done.
Wow.
Oh,
Jennifer is lashing out
in the private chat. A lot of activity.
I just called one Latino thick, and all of a sudden she's been on a rampage.
Lashing out in
I got a good one and a sad one.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, let's start with the good one. How about that?
Well, they both is so I open up my freezer.
Yeah.
Right. Every time I open up my freezer, Zeus, Oreo, come over, sit there. They want ice. Right. Zeus cracked a tooth. He has to have it extracted. He had it extracted yesterday. Mel said it was terrible. He was howling, barking. It hurt.
Oh, no, dude.
So he's at home laying. He's bleeding. You know, he's having a rough go at it.
Dang.
I yelled to him, Zeus, you want some ice? He looked up and said, are you kidding? Are you bleeping kidding me?
No,
so I think he looked at me and said, damage is done.
Damage is done, my friend.
You said bleep that ice, dude.
He was laying down like this because he's still a little woozy, you know, for yesterday. And he looked up like this. Are you kidding me? Ice?
So sorry, bro.
Yeah. So
yesterday, fellow chewer of ice.
Soft ice.
Soft ice.
Like,
what do you mean?
I'm like, yeah. So I feel bad for him. I go over. During the break, I go pet him. He looks so because he ain't. Zeus is a happy dog. He don't even want to play catch. Nothing. Yeah. He just laying around. I feel so bad.
Yeah, man. Damage is done, unfortunately, to Zeus. But hopefully he learns, man. Just water this time. If you're gonna drink,
wouldn't it be something if he looked up and said, "Soft ice, soft ice"?
My damage is done goes out to Mr. Sleeveless Potty Mouth himself, Pat McAfee. Now, as you know,
I heard it when he said it, and I didn't think he was trying to. I think he was just trying to make a point. But when you say it, people gonna attack it a certain way. So,
correct.
He wasn't trying to call her that.
Yep. But
he was in a way saying, I'm that dude, or something along those lines.
Now, this is the cut that Leroy is referencing that force Pat McAfee, ESPN. I'd say, other than Stephen A. Smith, of course, I'd say he's probably one of the big shots on ESPN in regards to popularity. With that being said, they've given him the free reign to do whatever he'd like.
He's the only one can curse on ESPN.
It really blows my mind that, and I'm all for cursing, don't get me wrong, but it just bothers me. Like, why does he get different rules? But anyway, who cares? Hopefully that'll change things for the future. This is Pat McAfee yesterday, the comments that he made that currently have him in a bit of hot water.
What the WNBA currently has is what we like to describe as a cash cow. There is a superstar. And we're not saying that the players on the court need to act any differently. That's the athletes are going to do what athletes are going to do in any sport. And I think we're all learning that WNBA, that's old school football, baby. That is old school football. But I would like the media people that continue to say, this rookie class. Nah, just call it for what it is. There's one white for the Indiana team who is a superstar.
One white B for the Indiana team, and she is a superstar.
Right.
Now, again, these comments were made in the middle of what seemed to be a complimentary conversation from Pat McAfee, but nonetheless created such a backlash. He felt
it is because if you only hear that part of it, and that's what we do, and that's what we clip, right?
Yep.
Once you get to that, you stop. I heard the whole thing.
Yep.
And I was like, he probably shouldn't have said that, and we might hear about it, but I know where he was going with it, right?
Yep.
And it was and it did. So you gotta like, you know what? Sometimes I say dumb stuff, but I know who I am and I can deal with it, right?
Yeah.
If people take offense to something that I've said, I know at no point in time have I ever been that dude, and I can live with that. And I can apologize and move on. I think he's probably thinking the same thing, right? So,
Yeah.
but you still the streets need a body, right?
Indeed.
You still gotta apologize.
This was his apology. I shouldn't have used white B as a descriptor of Caitlin Clark, McAfee wrote. McAfee said, no matter the context, he was wrong to use that language to describe a player he has way too much respect for. My intentions when saying it were complimentary, just like the entire segment, but a lot of folks are saying it certainly wasn't at all. He added, that's 100% on me, and for that, I apologize. Now, to him, I say, damage is done, my friend.
Damage is done. But you know what I like about his apology?
Yeah.
He didn't say that wasn't my intent. He didn't say you took it out of context. No, he pretty much stood up and said, I said it. I got to deal with it. Right? Whatever context it was meant to be. Right. He took accountability. So I can live with that. People make mistakes. When you talk that much every day, some gonna slip. We all do. We got a whole reel of them. I'm not gonna sit here and keep in mind, who says it matters? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who says something like that matters? Pat McAfee has never been the guy that's going after people, that's calling people out.
Especially about his fellow athlete.
Right, exactly. So, you know, if he said that wasn't his intent, I believe him, but he still got to apologize for saying it because there's people that are just listening for those mistakes.
Absolutely. When we come back on the other side, we got some cat talk. We're going to hear from Paul Maurice, who made an appearance on the Joe Rogan
Mello
morning. Mr. Mello himself. We're going to hear from him. And also, we got some more silly sauce lined up for next hour. JFig makes a good point in the rundown, which Leroy did not read. I definitely had a mixed bag scheduled for 11:35 and not damages done. We did that early.
Wait a minute. Time out.
Yeah.
Jennifer. Let's be clear. This dude sends us a rundown.
Yeah.
And then don't even follow his own rundown.
Okay.
And you expect me to look at your rundown?
All right. You know what?
You don't even acknowledge your own rundown.
What do you know? I could be lying right now for all you know.
Nope. I looked at the rundown.
What's your password?
No.
We got more silly sauce on the other side when we come back. Welcome on into the Tobin and Leroy show. Time now for the coolest, chillest segment of our show, Cat Talk. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Hello, Figgy.
Yes. Why do you have like not a smile, but kind of like a smirk, like you've been fed up with the first 2 hours of the show?
Fed up.
Why?
You miss one thing on the rundown. She doesn't let you live it down. I think we've been great. We've avoided quibbling. We've maintained a lot of sports-centric topics. And we only yelled about Tua once.
Wrong.
Hey, I love the way people who are in no position to tell people how much somebody should weigh, saying Tua is too big or too small. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
We got some Paul Maurice sound. He was on the Joe Rose show this morning and had an opportunity to speak about what is the biggest difference for this Florida Panthers team during their Stanley Cup run and last year's team. I think this mirrors some points that we made yesterday when we had Dono on as well. Tell me what you guys think about this.
That may well be the very biggest difference. Is nobody's got any broken bones, and that's a nice change for us. You're 100% right. You know, like, and I understood it last year because every round was an absolute event, and it started with the Boston series because they had 132 points, and it was such a huge kind of Cinderella, maybe David and Goliath series, and each round kind of built on that. This one, you know, when it's over and we do our media requirements and you get back into the room and I'm just heading out to go home and the whole team's still working out, right? They came in, they didn't start a party. Wow. They finished their job. They finished their day. The guys are in the weight room starting their recovery for the next day. So it does feel different here. We've got some guys with experience, been through it, and certainly in recent memory. So they're carrying that forward.
Now, that gets me the vibes of the Panthers understand the job's not done.
Yeah, they also understand that we've been here and this is not the end game, right?
Correct. You know,
like we got this far last year, and we know how miserable we felt after the Stanley Cup was over. So it's not done, and you know that is probably one of the cooler things. But as far as like, you have a routine, you go through your routine till the season's over with. Right. And that doesn't change for a lot of, you know, athletes. Is that okay? If you're, you know, I know guys, it happens in golf a lot. A guy shoot 63 and then they go, where are you going? I'm going to hit some balls. I want to reconfirm what I did today, or I want to work on one little thing and go to sleep knowing that I'm 100% confident in what I'm doing. You know, it's like that in a lot of sports. What about basketball players that after the game, they go shoot some shots? I just wasn't feeling it today. I need to work on it and see what, you know, why I was so off. You know, it happens.
Yeah, I think for sure what's best is that the experience from last year is carried on. We're not just grateful to be there. You know,
and he said the most important thing, they're healthy.
Healthy. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because last year, after every game they played, it was a matter of, is this guy or this guy going to be able to make it for the next game?
Yeah.
And that was the biggest issue last year with all the guys like banged up. This year is a little bit different in that that's one of the parts of it that you don't have to worry about. Right. And so, like, I think, you know, I hate to say it, but we think in sports that, you know, health doesn't play a big role in, you know, winning a championship. And it really does. You play a sport for 6 months, you get to the last 2 weeks, if you're still healthy, you're above the curve, right? You're winning.
The Panthers are in the Stanley Cup final. You can listen to every game right here, the home of the Panthers, AM 560 Sports, WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Man,
Leroy.
you know what?
Yeah.
I got an interesting concept here.
What's that?
So I would get my ice caramel macchiato or whatever that's called, right? And it'd be like coffee, almond milk, and then the stuff on the bottom. And they make their cups where you can't put a straw in it. So I have to get all the way home, get a spoon, dig the caramel out of the bottom and do it. And I'm like, why do y'all do that? She goes, just have them make it upside down.
Hey, what?
You're gonna ask them to make it upside down?
Yes.
So I want you to know though that this
So-
like, you're slowly. I'm watching my friend go off the deep end. You know, you're starting with the coffee, and then now you're adding to your order. Pretty soon you're gonna have an order, Leroy. Pretty soon.
No. All they do.
Do you order soft ice when you go to Starbucks?
Need soft ice. It's better that way.
Okay. See.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody pitched a fit when I said a thick Latino, but
No,
God
you were trying to say the opposite.
No, I was
He's
I was
saying that
like,
they were also thick, like Hawaiians.
yeah, right.
I don't
Which I
know
don't-
because you said
Hawaiians have junk in the trunk.
you said
so
JFig
do-
is Latino, and then you were like,
Oh, you thought I was saying you? No,
no, I thought you were saying that I was.
no, it wasn't nothing about you. I was just saying you're Latino and you're talking about a Hawaiian. You should know because Latinos are thick.
That's why I said it. I wasn't making fun of him. I was just stating facts.
Okay.
You think Kyle Lowry got a little Hawaiian in him?
So was it 33andMe, 23andMe, or whatever?
Yeah, you got a little Hawaiian roll back there. You know what I'm talking about? I got a couple of headlines for you guys that are coming out of the Miami Dolphins mini camp. This is directly from the mouth.
It better. Here, can I just say this?
Yes. Oh, okay. Breathe.
It better not be about somebody balling out with no pads on.
No. It's not necessarily highlights, just comments from Mike McDaniel.
Okay.
In regards to Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, according to Mike McDaniel, has been one we measure and we take the reins because he goes so full tilt. Mike McDaniel says he will do some stuff on the side, but not team stuff. So won't be participating in a lot of the team drills, according to Mike McDaniel. He also said everyone is here. It's 100%er.
Hey.
Yeah.
Can we please stop acting like football in June is super, super important? Right? I told you it's more of a meet and greet with the rest of your new team than it is about getting something done. Football is played a certain way. If you're not playing football close to that, all you're doing is running sprints. So whether somebody participates or doesn't, or does this or does that, it's not a big story. Now, if we were doing this in camp, then you could have, well, what's wrong? What's going on? We get ready for a football season and your main guy haven't practiced. Okay, then you can have questions. But we are really going to have questions about a contract or why isn't Tyreek participating in June? It's ridiculous. Stop. I'm telling you, a lot of the veterans don't hardly do nothing. I remember when I was in Cleveland, my first mini camp.
Yeah.
My first mini camp, there were some veterans that went out to practice in tennis shoes. You know why?
Why?
Because they wasn't gonna do nothing. Now we were 3 and 13 that year, but
Well, maybe some cleats should have been worn during practice.
Right. And then when you have a new coach,
yeah,
you get 2 mini camps. So, that was brutal.
Another thing, Mike McDaniel says defenses are getting better and better at defending pre-snap motion. You can surprise people for a little bit. Then when they overplay something, what's the next move? So goes the chess match.
Need I say adjustments, Mike McDaniel? Did I not say during the course of the season, it looked like they made poor offensive adjustments to counter that?
Indeed. One of the biggest drawbacks from last year's successful season was a lack of second half adjustments.
Right.
So
What are
hopefully
you going to do when they start covering you? You got to make some adjustments. Because listen, think about this. There is nobody that can keep up with Tyreek Hill. Okay?
Yeah.
Why was he so covered? Because they were jumping routes. Because they were jumping into positions. Because, you didn't make any adjustments to routes or formations or motions or anything like that. So they could just go to a spot. They didn't have to cover Tyreek.
A little bit more from the Florida Panthers. Paul Maurice, spoke on the matchup with Edmonton specifically. We have a history with Tampa, which was our first round opponent. We have another rivalry with Boston, and I feel like there's something brewing here with the Rangers for sure. Edmonton is one of the teams that we don't necessarily have bad blood with.
Because they're the farthest away from you that you could be in the NH. I think there's one team. I want to say maybe Vancouver's farther.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Vancouver's a little bit closer to the west side by Seattle and stuff.
Right. So you got Vancouver and Edmonton. That is the farthest 2 trips you could take, and you have Edmonton.
After I think it was well over 2,000 miles is going to be. It's going to be the longest distance any team has had to travel in Stanley Cup final history. But even with that being said, we're not too familiar with our opponent. I think I can only name Connor McDavid as one of the people.
And the other one, Basilius, or I don't know. But they're the 1-2 punch. They're really good.
Paul Maurice gave us a little bit of insights on the matchup with Edmonton.
Yeah, I think the Vancouver series, Vancouver would play a fairly similar game to ourselves. That would be their most physical series that they would have played. The Western Conference style is it's funny how it changes every 5 or 6 years, but there's far more stretch and speed in the West, and it's almost the East is starting to grind more, having gone through a few years of free flow hockey. So the roles have kind of switched. They do have experience in that Van series. That was a fairly heavy series. Van had a big back end, and they had some players up front that could get in and on the forecheck. This is going to get completely different for both teams. What's kind of lost in this, Joe, is Edmonton is a way better defensive team than people think. So because of Draisaitl and McDavid, the 2 most elite offensive players in the world, that's where the conversation is. And even for our team, people talk about our defensive game, and understandably so, but we get some pretty good offensive players as well. So the quiet story there is a quiet strength of both teams. Their defensive game is very good, and their offense and our offensive game is much better than people think. So it's going to be a phenomenal battle. I think their team's healthy. We're healthy. They skate incredibly well. They've got just this world-class high-end skill, and we do as well. So this is going to be a much more interesting story. I think we hobbled into the final last year, and we were playing on heart and fumes at that point. But I think both teams come in, get a week off, they'll be ready to go.
That was Paul Maurice this morning on the Joe Rose Show.
Yep.
Art and fumes.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Yeah. Something about being healthy, man. It's Draisaitl is the other guy's name.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on them. I'm sure I'll be very familiar with them once the series is done in 4.
You know who Connor McDavid is?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not a hockey guy. I know who that is.
Yeah. Leroy, can I get a weather report from the Windowplex? The weather brought to you by the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
I'm going to just look out, and it's partly cloudy. Winds are coming out of the east.
All right.
Right? At about, I would say, 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's been a tad bit cooler. I'm going to say it's only like 84, 85 degrees now after 12.
I didn't notice that yesterday.
Yeah. And I would also, it's that time of year. So just look out for a stray shower. It rained like crazy on Sunday.
Yeah.
It looked like it was going to rain yesterday. And it's that time of year where JFig could get an inch of rain and Leroy could get nothing but sun. They just pop up. So y'all be careful driving. School's almost out. Just make it to school's out before y'all, drive crazy.
Just don't drive crazy in general.
They can't help it. They can't help it. Let me tell you something. Soon as the rain starts and it's legal now, you can put on your blinkers.
Now it's illegal
now?
It's legal now.
Since when?
Like a couple of years ago? Couple of years ago? Yeah, you can put on your hazards. But just be careful because it don't even have to be raining hard. And for some reason in South Florida, people act like they're in the middle of a hurricane and it's a drizzle. Right?
The second it starts raining.
So
they forget how to drive.
Yeah, be careful.
Wow.
I saw a truck pulling another truck, pulling a boat on the highway.
Well, that's
so a truck broke down. A truck broke down that had a boat.
Towing a boat.
And because I'm guessing that Bubba and his friends really wanted to go fishing, instead of shutting it down, they went and got another truck to pull the truck in the boat.
Yeah.
And what area was this?
Bro science to me.
Davie.
In Davie. You know what? A lot of stuff happened in Davie, and I kind of
whoa.
Kind of want to go in there. I don't know.
What about your neighbor building a hotel right in the middle of your neighborhood?
Wow. I mean,
okay.
I can't stop him.
Like
there's permits.
He's building a hotel. Marcos.
Yeah.
It's literally like everybody's house is very similar, nice yards. They take care of it. All of a sudden, this guy just plops down and puts a Hilton right in the middle of.
It makes no sense.
Sense.
He got permission, so I don't know what to tell you.
Like it is. I mean, that house
it's very odd.
He has a lot line of 3 inches. He put so much house there.
What?
It is, bro. He ain't even got. Now I don't know if he got enough money because he ain't got enough money for a driveway, but he building house.
Still working on it.
Yeah.
When we come back, I want you guys to start lining up the phone lines.
So wait.
Yeah.
Are we back on script?
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
are you
are
just willy-nilly in the
No, this segment was dedicated to, obviously we did a little bit of cat talk, but this upcoming segment was dedicated to willy-nilly. And then we're going to end this hour with a good old-fashioned Marcos mixed bag before we pick up the next hour with our favorite game, Animal Noises. So line up on the line.
So we're going to give away the tickets now.
Yes, indeed.
So you ready to laugh? You ready to laugh, Jay? So wait.
Yes.
You didn't know I laughed.
JFig's here. We got to get 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
Of course.
Right? 2 out of 3. If you don't get if you only get one person laughing, you don't win.
And keep it clean too. The first person to ruin it and make me press the dump button, no one gets a ticket, and I'm giving them all to Len.
Don't do that.
We've got a pair of tickets to come see comedian Bert Kreischer and the Fully Loaded Comedy Festival at I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm, June 15th. Also featuring Bobby Lee, Big J Okerson, and more. Keep listening to our show for details on how you could win. These are the details. Line up the phone lines right now, 305-567-0560. We're going to go ahead and be taking calls in the next segment to see if you can make us laugh with a knock-knock joke or anything that you can possibly think of. As long as it's clean, as long as it's funny, you win a pair of tickets to see Bert Kreischer.
Inappropriate.
Yes, inappropriate. Which is, I mean, good luck. I don't know comedians who can really keep up with those.
That's true, but this is a family show. As many people
Indeed.
try to
So
yell at us. Yeah.
follow the rules. And honestly, you may win because you may be the only person who calls. Who knows? Either way, 305-567-0560. We got more on the other side.
This hour
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Summer vibes, summer mood. Tobin's out, so the kids will play. The shenanigans are at full force, including right now as we give away these Bert Kreischer tickets.
All right. It's funny that you said line up the phone line and you're doing it.
Yes, it is. It is. It is indeed. But I don't make the rules here. I just make the rules. Now we have two competitors that will be vying for our laughter. And if I'm feeling nice, we'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and take it to the phone lines now. Let's start off with Jake. Jake, how you doing, man?
What's going on, Toby? I'm doing good.
Now we have these Bert Kreischer tickets here, pair tickets to see him, Bobby Lee, Big J Okerson. All you got to do is give us a one line and make us laugh. 2 out of 3. You don't even need to get all of us. But Jake, it is on you. Let's welcome to the stage Jake from South Florida.
Woo! Hey, what's going on, guys? So I gotta make you guys laugh, huh?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I don't know if this is going to be a laughing matter, but I was listening to your guys' show the other day, and I had one of you guys was carrying on about the Miami Dolphins current players not caring about the past, not giving it. I don't know who it was. I think it was one of you guys that are on here.
All right.
But I've been a Dolphins fan for 32 years. My dad went to the undefeated season in the Coliseum in California. I'm going to tell you one thing, man. If the players would understand how the fans feel, they might have won the last 4 games of the season. And I just wanted to call in to let whoever was carrying on. I mean, the current players need to know how bad the fans feel and how much money we spend every year.
Okay.
All right, Jake.
Hold on. It ain't funny. I would like to respond to that. No.
Respond to it. We're supposed to be comedy. We have other people.
You're gonna give the tickets away.
No.
Jake said
I'm responding.
We said what's funny is
here's the deal.
All right.
You're asking somebody to care about a franchise when they weren't even born. That sounds absolutely ridiculous because let me throw this at you.
He was responding to you. I'm almost positive that
right.
he was responding to you.
Let me throw this at you.
All right. Is it funny?
Can I hold Jake accountable for the unfortunate stuff that has happened racially in this country? He wasn't alive when it was going on, but he may be white. Like, at what point are we going to hold Tua accountable for what happened the last 30 years and the man's not even 30 yet?
It's getting less funny by the second.
Okay, keep it going.
I don't
like
it.
Just hate
Okay,
sympathizing with fans does not mean we got to care like fans. We weren't here.
Denise.
Here, Tobin. I'm here.
Save us, Denise.
Save us, Denise. Please deliver some laughs.
I got to give Jake a ton of credit for bringing up the Dolphins because I, too, am a lifelong Dolphin fan. However, right now, I just want to talk about hockey. That's all I want to talk about is hockey.
All right.
Don't you agree?
Indeed.
I like it already.
You got some cat fever?
Definitely. Here.
Solid, Denise. Genuinely appreciate it. So far, she's above Jake. So far, she is.
I don't know what happened.
I'm so confused.
She said she wants to talk about hockey. And then I was like, that's funny, more or less. All right. It's 2 swing and a misses.
Does nobody know a damn joke?
All right. Let's go for number 3. Caller, you're on the air. What's your name? Loud Radio is your name thus far. All right, moving on. Line 4, you are on air. Please tell me you have something funny. He hung up.
Hello?
What are we doing?
All right, look, let me tell you what I'm going to do. Right now,
Can I take the tickets?
Denise and Jake managed to stay on the line this entire time. So I'm going to be nice. I'm going to give both of them tickets. They each get a pair of tickets to see Bert Kreischer.
Not for being funny.
So you know what? Maybe they can go ahead and learn some jokes potentially, and then the next time they call, they can follow the rules and make us laugh.
Do they know that this is for this specific contest?
Hey, you know what?
This is a fair question.
No, I think dude just wanted to get off his chest how aggravated he was with
Do they
me
know they're going to
talking
try to win something?
Sometimes
talking
you gotta
about
cut
why
them off.
players shouldn't care. I'm not saying players don't care about not going to the playoffs and team haven't been in the playoffs, but you holding these players accountable for things that haven't happened since before they were born is ridiculous.
All right, let's end with some comedy. That segment. Now, when we come back, we have a Marcos mixed bag. I'm going to go ahead and give these tickets away to Denise and Jake and pretend like this never even happened so I can wash this stink off of my body. Thank you.
That was bad by you.
Look, I like
Organizer.
Denise's tone. She had a nice tone.
And now, you know, the lines are lighting up now, but the damage
late!
No, I kind of want to hear what they have to say, even though you already announced Denise and Jake.
That's it. Denise, you know what, guys? Hit me on the text line with your jokes.
No, the text lines will be worse.
I'm not even going to read them. I'm out of here. I hate me.
A slow network is no network
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show, live here on a Tuesday. Tobin is out. He will be out all week. Dono out today as he is celebrating his son, I believe, but I'm just going to say child. His child's son's kindergarten celebration or graduation.
Yes, he graduated kindergarten. Do you not listen when people speak to you?
Yeah, God forbid I forget a small detail about Dono's kid. There is quite a bit of graduations going on. I see pre-K and kindergarten graduation pictures all across the internet. It's about that time, final weeks of school, final days of school, which means traffic will go back to normal. Think baby Jesus. That does mean, though, that other places will be extra packed. I'm talking about movie theaters, malls, whatever else you could possibly think of, those arcades, Dave & Buster's and stuff. So prepare for a summer filled with that. As of right
Parks.
now, have parks, yeah, for sure. If it's not too hot, because it is still going to be scorching hot. Right now, we have a mixed bag of assorted items, if you will. And we will be starting in the NBA with one of Tobin's nemesis. He goes by the Fat Bum. James Harden. James Harden was answering some questions recently and detailed how he wants his career to be remembered. This is what the bearded wonder had to say.
How do you hope the players and these fans outside, how do you want them to remember you after you finish? What do you want them think about James Harden's name?
That I was a winner, that I was a teacher, you know what I mean, that I had a different love for the game. You know what I mean? Like, put the money aside, I really enjoy and love the game of basketball and playing it. So whether it's, being with the kids, here or, when I travel, other places in Europe, when I go to China, I just want, people to understand and understand how much I really love and enjoy the game of basketball.
Ooh.
Do you think that's how his career will be remembered?
No.
What do you think his career will be remembered? Or how do you think it'll be remembered?
Guy who had all the talent in the world but didn't win for whatever reason. Forced his way out of a lot of situations.
Guy who wore a fat suit.
I think if you force yourself out of a situation, that when you do it, the result has to be a win, right?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, what's amazing to me is, and the tippy toe 3, except he take 8 tippy toes.
Yeah, I see the tippy toe 3 goes to Antoine Walker.
Yeah, but he does the
weird
chop
back.
Right. I think because of how he has had a lot of his exits, that people will look at him differently because it never resulted in a win. Right? You can say what you want about LeBron. Every time he left one place, he went to another place and won a championship.
Yeah, true.
They're like, okay. Like, so you can say you hate him for leaving, but the result was a championship. And so from that standpoint, when you look at KD, you look at James Harden, I think Kyrie's going to get out of that group.
Yeah. I think the championship will definitely help too.
You look at guys who have demanded trades, right? And I don't even include Dame in that. Because Dame, they just decided to go a different direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's going to be one of those guys when you think of all the talent, the triple doubles and all that. Why didn't that ever resort in a win? Because whenever he was in a situation with a team that could help him win, he came up small. So you can't be like, I don't know how much of a winner you can make. You are still one of the top 1% in the world, right? And your success in winning are two different things. You have been a successful NBA player. Have you been a winner in the NBA? No, you never won a championship. Like, and in fact, how close has he ever been to competing for one? Besides in OKC, where he really got close. You see what I mean? So yeah, I know what he's, like, to the people he's talking to, they're gonna look at him as a winner.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely one of the most prolific offensive
right,
scorers
exactly,
of all time.
Exactly. Which he didn't even mention, right?
Really, though, I think,
and I don't know. I've never loved the game so much that I put on a fat suit.
I was gonna say, I think JFig's right though. I think the things that he's gonna be remembered for are gonna be fat suit, his beard flopping,
and the tippy toe three,
and that weird tippy toe step back three. I feel like those are the things that he's gonna be remembered for more than, like, his on the court actions. The Daryl Morey is a liar saga, forcing his way out.
Right. I will say this though,
over the fat suit.
Is there
strip clubs?
There's only one player that I can think of. The farther they got away from the sport, the worse their career got. So I'm more than sure 15 years after James Harden done, we will only talk about him as one of the most prolific scorers in the league. Right?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You think
whose career after their career has gotten worse?
Who's that?
Scottie Pippen.
Huh? Yeah, there has
like the farther we've gotten away from his career, Hall of Famer, great player.
Yeah.
The farther we get away from his career, the more people talk about him, and the worse his career gets.
Yeah,
it's usually the other way, because guess what? We talking about how great Eli was, right?
Yep. I actually have a question for you, a little bit, I'll say later in the show, in regards to Eli, a question that CJ Stroud answered. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. For now, we'll stick in this mixed bag of goodies. We're gonna go next to Zach Lowe of the Low Post podcast.
Low Post.
He had an interesting take that I think all of us have been echoing for quite some time on Mr. Jason Tatum, on whether or not he is top 5 material.
Jason Tatum's a great player. Like, I don't really get all the angst. I mean, I get some of the angst. Like, he settles for some bad shots now and then. Some of them go in, some of them don't. He's not one of the 5 best players in the NBA, but he's something around 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 6th. I mean, that's pretty damn good. People want him to be better than that, and he's not quite on the level of the top 4 or 5 guys.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes, I do. Because here's why. If you take 1 through 5, right? They all have that same trait, that killer.
Yeah.
Right? That at the end of the game, they're going to have the ball and they're going to make something happen. Right? All 5 of them. No questions asked. No doubt. Can you say it about Tatum?
No, I can definitely.
Because I'm almost leaning more towards Jaylen Brown being that dog than I am Tatum. Now, it doesn't mean he's not a great player. But.
Doesn't it, though?
Huh?
Isn't he just like a glorified good player then? If he doesn't have that dog in him? If you're not a finisher, you're just a good scorer then. Then isn't he James Harden?
There's players that are really, really, really good, but don't have that dog in them. I don't think. Like, think about this.
Like, oh,
some of the things people say about KD.
Yeah.
He's very quiet. He expects guys to do their job. He's not that leader that everybody wants him to be.
Yeah,
right?
His feelings do get hurt a little.
But at the same time, at the end of the game, I know I can put the ball in his hands. He's gonna make something happen. Can I say that about Jason Tatum? He can make plays. He can do it. But guess what? Who made the biggest shot in their season so far? Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. If not Jaylen Brown, Derek White.
Right.
If not him, Al Horford.
Right. So yes, he's right from that standpoint, in that I don't think he's top 5, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying he's not a top 5. Like what the things, if you go 1 through 5 and you look at what separates him from those top 5 guys, is I know I can put the ball in their hands. Let me tell you something. Can I put the ball in Luka's hands?
Absolutely.
Can I put the ball in Joker's hands?
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like there's them guys that you know at the end, I got a chance. If you put the ball in Jason's hand, do you really think you have a chance, or you hope you have a chance?
I feel like I have the same amount of chances if I gave Caleb Martin the ball.
That's
thing.
I wouldn't go that far.
He was the best player in that Eastern Conference.
I wouldn't go that far. But there's a number of guys that I can say, I know I got a chance if that guy got the ball at the end of the clock, at the end of the game. Right? Yeah. Can you say that about, I don't even think Dame's a top 5 guy, but I could say that about Dame.
Yeah, but if Dame's not top 5, I still have him above Tatum.
Right. So yeah, it's crazy. We ain't even talk about Giannis, right? We ain't talk about KD. I just mentioned Kawhi, right? Like there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that you would prefer having the ball. I don't think Kawhi's a top 5 player anyway, either.
Yeah, but I would still take him over Tatum.
Unless at the end of a game, right?
I think for a full game, if Kawhi is healthy.
If Kawhi's healthy, he's damn near unstoppable.
That's what I'm saying. Like I there's so many players that we're listing here who are like they're not top 5, but I'd still take them over Tatum.
Right.
Which to me pushes Tatum more and more, and that has me questioning: is he even top 10?
Which you could a valid point. Like we could come up with a lot of guys. We ain't even talk about Giannis. Look,
LeBron James
at the end of a game.
Yeah.
At the end of a game, right now.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson or it's not Jalen. What's Brunson's first name?
No, it is Jalen Brunson.
It's just Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Or are you taking Jason Tatum?
I'm taking Brunson right now.
Right. Like you've seen when you watch him play, you get that feeling, oh, he is gonna make it happen.
What's crazy though, again, I don't consider Jalen Brunson top 5, but I consider him better than Jason Tatum. So this continues to push him back even more.
Right. So yeah, that's it.
I got one more for you out of the NBA realm. It kind of crosses over with the WNBA and what we've been talking about. Matt Barnes had some statements and comments about Caitlin Clark's teammates. This is what Matt Barnes had to say.
Throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down. It is what it is. She's not the first. She won't be the last. My issue and my question is, where the are her teammates at? Where y'all at? Where the rest of the Indiana Fever at? I've seen a couple girls smirk when she's got knocked down, half-assed to pick her up. Like, y'all supposed to protect the asset, protect the star. And all this is the team. She's the star. You always protect your star. I was someone who protected the stars. Kobe, CP, Blake, list goes on. It's going to be a problem because you guys are supposed to be a family. And you wonder why you sit at the bottom of the league right now is because y'all don't protect each other, man.
100% correct.
Where's the line?
100% correct. Because I tell you what you think your UD going to do if D-Wade got clipped? From day one to day last. You mess with D-Wade, you're going to get some of UD. Right? That's you protect your teammates, you protect your brothers, you protect your sisters, whatever you want to call it. I was shocked by that also.
Yeah, same.
I was shocked that, and especially in basketball, because ain't nobody going to do nothing. You just go over there and jaw and say, see, I got your back. Ain't nobody going to do nothing. Except Matt Barnes would do something. I'm sorry. I ain't going to
Matt Barnes.
I ain't going to even disrespect him like that.
You know the man drove 400 miles to pull up on Derek Fisher.
No, that was Derek Fisher pulled up on him.
No way.
Yeah.
Nah. Don't try my boy Matt Barnes. Let's see. Matt Barnes, Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher pulled up on Matt, drove 400 miles.
Let me see.
It was the other way.
Because what's it called? Derek was with Matt Barnes?
No, the other way. Derek Fisher went.
No, I need to know. No, I need
Yeah,
to know.
it was Derek Fisher that went. It wasn't Matt Barnes.
Okay, so it says on Thursday, Ramona Shelbourne, who you guys actually recently interviewed,
No, it
citing
says
source-
Matt Barnes drove.
yeah, citing
Oh,
a
it
source
does?
reported Matt Barnes was in Los Angeles and not Santa Barbara when he learned Fisher was at his house. Barnes had been in Santa Barbara with the Grizzlies, but he was in LA by the time he got a call from one of his twins. So he got a call, he got in that car and he dipped. He says
He drove 95 miles.
95 miles listening to Tupac.
That's getting him in the right frame of mind. Hey, the only other person he could listen to is DMX. What?
You can listen to some Kendrick Lamar at this point.
No.
Oh my.
I got some breaking news out of Major League Baseball. We got animal noises, and we'll close everything up on the other side when we come back on the Tobin and Leroy Show.
Coming you
Whoa,
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. There you go.
You know who this is, Jennifer?
Oh, this would be hard. It's gonna be hard, Jennifer.
You know who this is?
Slayer.
Frankie Beverly and Maze.
There you go.
You're lying.
Yo, this. Listen.
I'm kidding you.
No.
As a black man at a
Been-
cookout,
Mm-hmm.
this song is not played, your cookout is not complete.
Revoked.
It will not end until this song plays.
Oh, it's gonna get playing early.
Oh,
right. Usually, right after. Look, as soon as the
is
food
it just
ready,
early or in between?
No. Well, usually, here's what you do: you play a little Frankie Beverly and Maze. If you late fixing the food, or it's not, you got a whole bunch of people there, but not enough food yet. So then you put on the little summer music. You put on some Frankie Beverly. You put on, I remember growing up, we'd have some Santana, right?
Ooh.
We'd have what else you play? Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Gap Band.
Gap Band. Like all that.
Yeah, my parents would play Santana and Earth, Wind, and Fire also.
You can get that'll buy you a good 3 dances, 2 or 3 songs, or 4 songs, or whatever.
You can distract people while you wait for the food.
Not for long. And when I was growing up, not for long. Because everybody be like, wait a minute, we ain't come over here for no dance. This ain't a club. We came over here to eat. Where the food at? Like, and then my grandfather would say, it wouldn't hurt you to skip a meal.
Is that where you get it from?
So, hey, I was sitting in the room one time. We was in the kitchen, and my grandmother said something to my grandfather. She said, "I think I'm getting fat," and he said, "You not fat for a 7-footer." It might. Hey, when we used to eat on my grandma's house every Sunday, all bets were off. You getting said what needs to be said.
It was a comedy show, much more than that segment we had where people were trying to make us laugh.
I don't think they were trying. I don't think they understood what was going on.
I don't
But
think they understood.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the blame on that one. I shouldn't have trusted them.
They did not understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into some headlines. These headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
I have some updates from.
I was on Twitter, and I'm gonna tell you, clowns, stop it.
What? Look, let them be the judge.
Go ahead.
Them to judge. This is video from Omar Kelly's Twitter, and this is our boy Tua answering the question. And according to Omar's Twitter, I haven't had a chance to review the clip yet. We'll do it together right now, but it seems that Tua may be visibly frustrated with the fact that an extension has not gotten done. Let us hear from the starting quarterback who is growing back his beard to JFig's appreciation.
Are you with your contract situation, and have you observed other quarterbacks around the league as they've gotten paid?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not blind to people that, you know, are in my position that are getting paid. Am I concerned about it? I'm not concerned about it, but there's a lot of discussions, you know, that we've had that, you know, we just are trying to move that thing into the right direction where we can both be happy. So
Are you involved in it personally? Does your agent update you like every time there are talks?
Well, my agent updates me, but for me, I don't like updates like every time. Like, you don't got to tell me the little things. Just tell me things that matter. Are we getting to where we want to, or are we not? That's it.
Did you think there'd be more progress at this point?
Well, I think there's been a lot of progress at this point. From where we started, there's been a lot of progress. Now, you know, you can ask the other question, then why aren't we seeing, you know, an agreement? Well, that's the tough part about it. That's why it's business. That's why you got one side and the other trying to work to to meet in the middle.
Are you confident that you'll get a deal?
The contract negotiation have to do with your attendance during the first part of off-season program?
I don't know. I don't control any of that. I control if I come or not, but I don't control, how they think about that.
All right. So far, Leroy, what are the impressions you've been given by
Nothing. This is right. I think, see, here's what we do. And I'm going to be fair to Tua. We think Tua's annoyed by the situation, and he could be annoyed by answering all the questions. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Answering the same question in a different way. Right? And I think he's got the look of aggravation, like, why are we talking about this? Not an aggravation of why isn't my contract done?
Yeah, he doesn't have that same easygoing way about him.
And so we're going to make a big deal about it without fully understanding that every single person that has asked a question has asked a different version of the same question dealing with his contract.
To the point where he went and answered a question and then said, to that, you will be asking me this, but...
Right, exactly.
He tried to escalate the process.
Well, let's hear more from what Tua had to say in regards to whether or not this contract situation will be resolved anytime soon.
You didn't notice headband too.
View those numbers around the league as benchmarks for your negotiations, like Jared Goff getting 53 per year?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The market is the market. If we didn't have a market, then none of that would matter. It'd just be an organizational thing, Didn't matter if that guy got paid that because it's up to the organization. So that's what I would say. The market is the market. That's it.
Are you confident that a deal will get done before training camp?
I'm confident that a deal will get done. But then again, it's not in my control. It's really up to both sides meeting in the middle with this.
You're a passionate and emotional guy. Is it difficult for you to separate the two things out there? Yeah,
100%. 100%. For people that talk about business is different than personal, sure, like I can agree to some extent, but who you are as a person for what you do, business and personal, is who you are with how you do everything. That's how I see it. That's just how I look at it. And if not, like if you can be two different people at once, like, hey, by all means, you can do that. But to me, that's just not how I am.
Are you?
Okay. Well, now, what do you think of this part of it? I think that's a little alarming towards
I
the
think
end.
here's what he's saying. And this is kind of a knock on everybody else, but not him. Right? And here's how this goes. Don't come at me and give me reasons as to why you shouldn't pay me. And then after it's all said and done, say that was just business. He's saying, I am who I am in every situation. That's what makes me who I am. You be that same person. You be who you are regardless, right? There's going to be tough situations. There's going to be situations we got to work through. But I want to know that I'm dealing with the same person. Don't then come at me and say, oh, I was just a jackass because it was contract negotiations. You see what I'm saying? So he's saying the people that can be two different people, I'd raise an eyebrow to anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Keep that same energy.
Right. Just be who you are. If you say you're this kind of person, be that kind of person regardless. I want to deal with the same person, regardless of how difficult the issues are we have to deal with.
Just copy me. Same thing I said. I understand. I just think if something doesn't get done, I don't want my quarterback lashing out. I don't want him like, maybe I'll
see. And wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is why I get pissed off.
Yep.
Right? There ain't nothing that Tua has done in his 4 years to even suggest that he would do what you're talking about. You understand?
Correct. He's never been.
So then until something different happens,
yeah,
I'm not going there. See, Tua has a better track record with who he's been, with what he's been through, than everybody else in this situation.
Leroy, can you beat up a 9-year-old? Physically. Let's say that 9-year-old, for whatever reason, was like, Leroy, put him up. Can you beat up a 9-year-old?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be. But see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I could talk to a 9-year-old till he go cry.
Okay, can you beat up Solana?
Yeah.
But have you beat up Solana before?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, just because it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't mean it's impossible.
What are you getting at?
I'm saying just because we haven't seen Tua pull this diva.
What I'm saying, what I'm saying is this: until he acts differently than he has handled himself the first 4 years here, I'm gonna treat him as such. Okay, because guess what? I know a lot of quarterbacks that wouldn't have survived those first 2 years in the NFL.
Yep.
Okay.
Very true.
And contrary to popular belief, people think that was no big deal. That was a big deal to have somebody in your own organization that drafted you basically rooting against you.
Yeah.
And you still
especially
stayed humble. He never said anything bad. He just stayed the course. Okay? And for people to think that that's not who he is, dude, I know people that didn't make it through something like that. Ask Ryan Leaf. Right? Yeah. I'm not going to treat that guy any differently than how he's acted his first 4 years. Now, you can go out on that limb and say, this one situation, Tua's going to be out of character. But I'm not, because he earned that. He earned that. He earned for him to be treated a certain way as to handling certain situations the way he's handled all of his other situations to this point. Now, if he acts differently, all bets are off. But we don't know how he's going to act. All we have is his past history and how he's handled some pretty difficult situations. That's it. That doesn't he earn something with people?
Yeah.
Doesn't that guy earn something as not being a malcontent, as not being the guy who passes, who's blamed somebody else, as nothing, who has stayed the course and been positive the whole time he's been here? He earned that. So let's give him that. Instead of making up situations and say, oh, he's going to handle this differently because he's not getting his money. Based on what? Based on what? Give me one situation that he's handled since he's been here where he's been either a malcontent or went after somebody or whatever. I'll wait. Let me help you out. There hasn't been one.
Yeah, he's handled everything gracefully.
But we're going to take this situation and say, oh, but he's going to handle this differently? No.
Maybe he feels like, hey, I deserve my money.
He could feel that way. He could even say it. But guess what? He has still handled himself like a professional since the second he's gotten to the league, regardless of what was going on around him. Can we at least give him that?
Yes, 100%.
Okay then. Wow. Man.
This is curly hair, no beard Tua now. We never know.
He doesn't look 12. I give him that. He looks 12.
So strange.
He looks 12. But then we going to complain about that. Too big. Too big. Tua got a badonkadonk. No, too light. Why don't y'all go out? Look, let me tell you something.
Beard,
why don't y'all have a poll on Twitter and y'all determine what Tua's optimal weight is? Because God knows the professionals haven't done him right, according to you.
I got some other news that I wanted
to.
No, not from the Dolphins. Are
we done trying to make Tua into this evil person?
For now, until until something else pops up.
The Horde Law Firm. I tell you what. Wow, Tua has a new look every year. What is he, 25?
I believe so. Yeah.
And
you're not allowed to have a new look.
And
he's 26.
And I'm telling you, Marcos, pull up a picture from my rookie year.
Yep.
And then pull up a picture when I was in Minnesota, which was 4.5 years later. And I promise you, I looked like I was 400 pounds in my rookie picture. And then I looked like I was slimmed up and it was only 5 pounds difference. Like, man.
Yeah, here in this rookie picture, it's the caption here is Tubby McTub Pants drafted by the team. Someone got in trouble in the baseball world for some chili pepper issues. This came out maybe about an hour ago. MLB, this is courtesy of Fox Sports. MLB issues a lifetime ban to Tucupita Marcano. That is the Padres, a player for the Padres. They permanently banned him. He's an infielder, Tucupita Marcano, on Tuesday for betting on baseball and suspended 4 other players for 1 year after finding the players place unrelated bets with a legal sportsbook. So it appears that Marcano will be the first active major leaguer banned under the sports gambling provisions since New York Giants outfielder Jimmy O'Connell in 1924. And then, of course, Pete Rose famously agreed to a lifetime ban in 1989 after investigation concluded he bet on Cincinnati Red games. Now, in regards to Marcano's case, the league said it was tipped off about the betting activity by a legal sports betting operator. Let's see. Marcano was found to have placed 387 baseball bets, including 231 MLB related bets. His baseball bets totaled $87,319. Wagers total, and this was between October of 2022 and November of 2023. So he was doing this for well over a year at this point, totaling over $150,000 in total bets. 25 of those bets included wagers on the Pirates games while he was on the team's major league roster. However, he did not appear on any of those games because he was on the injured list following a season-ending knee injury. Marcano bet almost exclusively on the outcomes of games and lost all of his parlay bets involving the Pirates, winning just 4.3% of all his Major League Baseball related bets. Why are they never good at betting too? Why is it always they're just not
You
good?
know why?
Yeah,
Because Vegas wins, baby.
it does. It does indeed.
That's why I gave you a chili pepper of all chili peppers.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that Panthers one, and I'm gonna see if there's any value on Dallas still. Yeah, so apparently MLB has hit the boy with the ban hammer. Enjoy that, buddy. I'm not sure if it was worth it necessarily. Spent quite a bit of his time injured or on the farms in the farm system, so I'm not sure if he's accumulated enough funds as a player to kind of like gracefully bow out. But tell you what, it's going to be hard to do anything else in regards to baseball and earning any sort of living when you have a lifetime ban from the MLB.
Yep.
This is just, I think, in my opinion, one of many that are going to be on the horizon, man. As this becomes more and more available to these players, I feel like more and more things are going to come out.
I would say no. I don't think like it's weird. They said no. I have never placed a bet on any sport, and I lived in Vegas.
Yeah.
Till maybe 5 years after I was done with football. Right? And it was just for, bleeps and grins. Like, I don't here. I played with some of these guys. I can't trust them.
That is a fair.
And when you've been scarred by sports, playing sports,
yeah.
It's a different thing. It's a different thing. Like when y'all do chili peppers and I just try to talk you into some reality, right?
Yeah.
Like Tobin, ooh, this chili pepper, 2,300. There's a reason why. Right?
Yeah, that's fair. The more value, the less chance of it actually happening.
Right.
But I got one more headline for you on the way out before we send it to break here. It is about that time. The NBA draft is 22 days away. June. This is, by the way, I'm not sure if you saw this information. Very weird. The draft will be held on June 26th and June 27th. On June 26th, it's at its standard time of 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN. And then on June 27th, it's moved to 4 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. And that is to avoid any sort of presidential television that may be going on there. I'm not sure if there's like a debate or something going on. But I know it was moved to 4 p.m. specifically to avoid some weird presidential stuff. So I'll get more information on that. But nonetheless,
I mean, first of all,
yeah.
Are you mad that they moved
the second round
time for the second round in the NBA draft?
No, I'm not mad.
They can have that at 12 midnight. You ain't watching it. Why all of a sudden act like, oh, I don't know why. I don't know why. Some presidential thing is like the second round in the NBA.
Josh Richardson, dude. Remember that? Remember Josh Richardson? That was a good time.
Once the first round is over.
Yeah. Oh, there's a debate. That's why. There he goes.
Yeah.
NBA getting out of the way of the presidential debate. Yep. Yeah. Well, either way, who cares? Second round debate, both nonsense. But that brings me to my next question.
Hold on.
Yes.
Long guy gonna say keep the dogs out, and he ain't been in here in 40 minutes. Come cut the grass, dude.
Huh. Little does he know, poor Zeus can't even attack him if he wanted to.
Nah, Zeus, he ain't even barking. He gave a little bark when I came in last night, and then he just been laying down, bleeding.
Poor thing.
Yeah, he's like terrible. He don't want to eat.
That breaks my heart.
You don't want to eat. Zeus is the happiest big ass dog I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That little one, I don't know what it is about little dogs. Oreo will chew your ass up. He tried to use big people like chew toys. I'm like, Oreo, don't bite the company.
Why?
Oreo does not like, he don't play.
Real quick on the way out, Leroy, tell me what you think of this in a Bleacher Report mock draft for the first round.
I want big boy.
Well, they don't have the big boy that we're talking about listed for the Miami Heat, but they have they don't have Zach Edey, but they have Khalil Ware going to the Miami Heat at 15, the center for Indiana, 7-footer that led Indiana in scoring. He averaged Khalil,
what is he, Superman?
Khalil, yeah, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. Hey, so wait.
Yeah.
So
Khalil,
he's black.
Yes, there may be a mix. He's a bit of a high yellow, but I'm not.
Okay. Wait. Does he shoot the three?
Indeed, he leads the Hoosiers in scoring at 15.9 points per game, rebounds at 9.9, and block shots at 1.9. Field goal percentage of 58.6, and that's because
he don't shoot the three.
Well, that's because he converts 42.5% from three.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Ooh,
but here's the problem. He shoots just 63% from the foul line. So
Shaq was like worse than that.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, is this guy a shooter or not? Like, he shoots 42% from the three.
If he shoots 42% from three, that means he has a shot that can be developed. And we're not talking about a guy like that come into the league and never shot a three. He shoots the three. Now you can develop it. So he can be a stretch four. I think
7 feet, though.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that he could play center and Bam can play the four.
Yeah, and I think that it won't spoil the offense's spacing, just because he's not gonna have to be in one spot specifically. He can move around, deliver a pick, and instead of
so we got some side. Now the way the Heat do things, we might not see him for 3 years, but that's okay.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, I just wanted to give that little nugget.
How many years did he go to Indiana?
That's a good question. I'll find out for you right now. Let's see.
One and done?
That'd be a good point. Let me see how old he is, actually. I don't think so. He's from that area as well, according to this. So let's see. Career at Indiana. He played for 62 years. That's not bad. That is not bad. No, he's 20 years old. So if he's coming out, definitely wouldn't be something that would be a one and done if he's 20 years old. So
It could be a one and done.
No way. At 20? I feel like that's crazy.
Turn 20 at the end of the year.
I don't
Can we
believe
go to
it.
break?
Yes, indeed. We're gonna go to break, and when we come back, I'm gonna ask.
Say what we're gonna do when we come back. Let's just go to break.
All right, you're aggressive. I don't want to speak to you when you're this way.
UAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto Mall studio.
Welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy Show live on YouTube, Twitch, 560 WQAM, the Odyssey app. You can catch us on the Odyssey app at all times. I believe there's a line I'm supposed to read in regards to that. It's easy to keep up with our show and everything happening in sports. Panthers in the Stanley Cup final, Dolphins, Heat, Inter Miami, Marlins, and more. Download the free Odyssey app. You can listen to us live or on demand. Be sure to make Tobin and Leroy your favorite show. Now, Leroy, I had been asking you for the most part hinting at this all show. You had mentioned earlier in the show that you felt that Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback who has done less with the most in recent history. Now, it seems like you are in the majority, as CJ Stroud had a hot take recently, and that is the quarterback.
I've been saying that before he was even playing in the NFL.
Fair, yes, you definitely have. They asked him, if given the choice between the career arc of Eli Manning or Aaron Rodgers, which one would CJ prefer? And his response, by the way, this is on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. CJ Stroud's response was, you want the rings, dog. Eli got 2. Therefore, he is siding with Eli Manning's career arc over Aaron Rodgers. Do you agree to that statement?
I mean, if you think of when we talk about Aaron Rodgers, we talk about what type of quarterback he is, his ability to make throws and blah, 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 right? We talk about who he is playing the position. When you talk about Eli, you talk about what he has done and being the only guy to bring down the supposed GOAT twice.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about 30 years from now, when they're talking about Tom Brady, you're going to always have to say Eli Manning. You're going to always have to mention Eli Manning and Tom Brady's story because they were undefeated during the regular season and didn't win. Right? Yep. So from that standpoint, I can see where he's coming from. Who is the better quarterback? Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
But again, he's done less with more than anybody. And the only people that would argue against him not getting that is people that don't like Dak Prescott.
Okay. Do you think it's his fault, though, based off of the
Yes. Yes. If you go look at the recent history, the last few years, when there was a play at the end of one game, he could have walked in the end zone and he threw an incomplete pass. There was times where he's thrown a pick at the end of the games, right? We don't look at Aaron Rodgers because we think he's so great. We don't look at him the same way that we look at supposedly Tua. Okay? They were number 1 seeds, lost in the first round a couple of times.
Yeah.
So we don't, and that stink never sticks to Aaron Rodgers. Oh, they had no defense. They had no run game. They need somebody to help them, right? That stink is never stuck to him like some of the other things, right? You look at Dallas. Dallas ain't got no run game.
He's won 4 MVPs. Like, how could it be his fault?
So what? So what? If Tua had an MVP, if Tua had won the MVP last year, you know what you would be saying?
Yeah.
Win a playoff game.
Yes,
you like certain.
Why are you with MVP and not a playoff game?
Certain players,
yeah,
certain people. The narrative is different, even though the result is the same, right? Like Josh Allen, no weapons. That's why they can't win. Now they got rid of Stephon Diggs. He already got a built-in excuse. But guess what? Josh Allen throw the ball to the other team. What do y'all say about that? So I'm not taking anything away from all these quarterbacks. They're great. But let's keep it real. Why are we sitting here talking as if, like, when Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets, oh, it's a game changer? Really? He was on a better team, and that wasn't a game changer.
So you agree with CJ Stroud in his
And the path in the NFC was a lot easier than it's going to be in the AFC. So here's what you're doing with Aaron Rodgers. You're taking him out of an easier situation, a situation where they could win the division 3, 4, 5 times in a row because of what's going on with the other teams in the division, right? And you're moving him into the AFC, which is a gauntlet. And you're saying, oh, he's going to get us over the hump?
Yeah, essentially that's what they're saying.
Okay.
Pretty good Jets defense too, though.
Okay.
Solid run game as well.
Okay.
Well, we'll see though. Nonetheless, so long story short, you agree with CJ Stroud's assessment, and you too, if given the opportunity, if you're a quarterback, would prefer the career arc of Eli Manning.
Let me. Yes, I would like the career arc of Eli, but if I was picking a quarterback, I'd take Aaron Rodgers.
Very strange.
It is
very strange what you're saying.
Look, Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback. Eli Manning has been the most successful. Can you separate the two? Being successful doesn't make you good.
See, I'm not the guy though who's like, there's no I in team. I am the guy who's like, hey, y'all need to do y'all job. If I'm out here balling, you need to do your job. And I feel like Aaron
doesn't work that way.
I mean,
and that's why sports is so unique.
If
you call customer service and they go, well, I wasn't here. You can't use that excuse in football. You can't say, well, you only ran for 30 yards in this game. Oh, my left guard was terrible.
That's true though.
Right? You can't say
in front of you.
That's the thing that makes us different, right? And in fact, fans will revolt if you call out your teammates.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, we're gonna close today's show off with a bang.
Talking. Say something.
We're going to start there. Well, she's going to say as much as she needs to in this upcoming segment because we will be dissecting the sounds of the jungle and beyond with our hit segment, Taking Over the Nation.
No birds. She's hip to all the bird noises.
It's true. She knows. She has them all memorized. Stay tuned to the Tobin and Leroy show. Final segment, Guess That Animal. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. It is time now to play the game that is sweeping the nation. Everyone say it with me. Guess that animal. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. We're going to start off. You weren't here for the last one, JFig, but Leroy pitched an offer or did an offer. He did not guess any of the animals that were presented to him. So let's see if he has better luck.
Because I wasn't here for him.
You guys ready for round number 1?
Yes.
All righty. Now, I'm going to do things a little bit different this time in that I'm going to give you the names of the animals first, and then you determine which one it is. All right?
Okay.
Is the sound I am about to play a red-tailed chipmunk, an American robin, a cheetah, or a cane toad? Let's hear the sound, and I'll repeat the options.
All right.
All right.
Cheetah.
That ain't no damn cheetah.
Now, is the animal making the sound a red-tailed chipmunk, an American robin, a cheetah, or a cane toad?
It's either C or D.
I'm going to go, it's either a chipmunk or a frog. I'm going to go chipmunk.
All right. Leroy's selection for the sound that was just played was a frog. So you're going cane toad, or did you say chipmunk?
I'm going chipmunk. I got frogs in my backyard. It don't sound like that.
Red-tailed chipmunk is his selection. JFig, what is your selection?
You know what? Your games are very misleading, so I'm going to go ahead and say cheetah. Sticking with my first choice.
All right, her first choice of the cheetah. Leroy says chipmunk. The correct answer is cheetah. Correct, JFig.
A baby cheetah?
No, that is a full-grown cheetah that makes a chirping noise.
Really?
Very strange. It also meows like a cat. Did not guess that.
Don't understand, but
don't understand. Who cares? Who needs to understand?
I got it right.
When you're as talented as you are. Now, let's go ahead and go to number 2. See if you guys are ready for this. Is this animal sound I am about to play an Asian elephant, a mountain lion, an American alligator, or a drunk man? Again, we have the options: Asian elephant, mountain lion, American alligator, or drunk man.
Alligator.
Alligator. I heard
or
water.
dead, drowning. I don't know.
So what's the choices again?
Asian elephant, mountain lion, American alligator, or drunk man. Don't sleep on the drunk man.
Alligator.
I was saying alligator.
Because I heard water.
Or it could be the elephant.
Elephant, because we have no idea what an elephant sounds like.
Oh, maybe the elephant's getting some water.
And I'm going to go ahead and say gator because I live by the Everglades. So,
all right. Both of them select gator. The correct answer for this sound is indeed, it is a gator, just as both of you guys predicted.
My first one right in a month.
That is his first correct answer in over a month. I got to give it to you.
I'm your good luck charm.
You are indeed a good luck charm. You're also leading in the category, so we're going to take this down to the final answer. This one for all the marbles. This one's worth 2. So if Leroy gets it right, he comes with a steal from behind. If JFig gets this one correct, then she blows Leroy out of the water. Let's hear the noise, and then I'll give you the options.
Turtle! The turtle!
Big spoon!
Hold on.
It's a turtle!
The first option is a North American tortoise.
Yes. Oh yes. You know why? Because that's turtles doing it.
Wait, just wait. Just wait. What?
No, it don't matter. I already know.
I know.
I went to the little farm. And having nothing to do with anybody else, them turtles were getting it done.
All right. The first option is North American turtle. The second option is a Victorian koala. And the third option is a porcupine. Let's hear it one more time.
Tortoise.
The correct answer for all the marbles, a porcupine.
No, it's not.
You're a liar.
It is indeed
You're
a porcupine.
You're a
What
liar. I don't believe you. That is a turtle
JFig
doing the nest.
with the 2-1 victory. Very strange that both of you guys decided it was
because
a
I'm
turtle
telling
doing
you,
it.
I was at a farm and they had turtles, and the turtle just went. They were just going at it.
Those turtles went to Han.
Well, horny people only at Han and silly people only here on the Tobin and Leroy show. Want to thank you guys for sticking with us. Appreciate everyone. Appreciate Leroy and JFig for coming in today. Unlike that lazy bum Tobin. He'll be back next
By the
week.
way, I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
we collectively we work more days than anybody.
Yeah, we do. But
On
you know,
our
we're getting
show?
to it. Tune in tomorrow. Dono returns. The Silly Sauce returns. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. That was not a tortoise humping. I do not have to apologize to the kids. It was not. I promise. We got Hawk and Crowder coming up next.
The #1 sports